All right, next up we have Mike. Now, Mike is calling about Trump being a good president and thinks that Trump is doing great. Let's see why. Mike, if you can hear me, please provide me with your age and pronouns.
Male.
Hello?
Male.
Hello?
Male pronoun.
Hello?
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 Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
You there?
Yes?
Yeah. Hello.
Yes?
Hello.
I can hear you, Mike.
Hello?
Hello.
Mike, I can hear you. Hello?
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Hello.
Yes?
Hello?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. So, yeah.
So yeah.
Well, first off, you asked for my pronouns, right?
Yeah.
I need
I'm
your...
a man. I'm
Yeah,
a
that-
man.
I'm
Mike,
a
that didn't answer the
man.
question.
I'm a man.
I have 2 kids. One's
Still-
a boy, one's a girl.
Still
I'm a
didn't
man.
answer the question.
I don't have any pronouns.
You don't
Okay.
have any pronouns.
God damn. Hello,
Huh?
Polyphonica.
You don't have any pronouns. None whatsoever.
Yeah, man. Just man.
None whatsoever.
Man is not a pronoun in the English language.
I'm a man.
How about dude?
How about do
So your
they?
pronoun is dude.
Well,
How about do they?
leave it at that.
Yeah.
Now, why am I a bad person? I'm uneducated too. Really?
Definitely, yeah.
You put that in. You put that in writing. I'm an
Sure did.
uneducated bad person.
Yes.
Wow. Can you explain that one to me?
Well,
Why?
you don't know what pronouns are, so I would think that's the start of being uneducated.
No, I know what pronouns are.
Clearly
I just don't buy into all that crap.
You clearly do.
Okay, moving on to the other part. Why am I a bad person exactly?
I mean, you support a dude that sends people to concentration camps. I think that's pretty bad.
I think so.
Concentration camps, my ass.
My ass.
Now,
Yes,
you've led
concentration
all the
camps.
people into
Concentration
you
camps,
and
my
Biden have
ass.
led all the people into the country
Oh, I did
that
specifically?
have broken this country down
I let them
and
in?
have.
I went to the board and I was
Well,
like, come on down, baby.
You are supporting Biden, aren't you? Okay.
Is Biden
And
the
he did
president?
nothing about. Huh?
Is Biden the president right now?
You supported him when he was the president, didn't you?
Did I support Biden? No.
Who did you support all that time then?
I mean, I thought he was better than Trump, but I don't like either party or either side.
Well, so you like a person that sniffs girls. Yeah, that's a really good
And-
example of a good father.
Mike, you like a person that told a 10-year-old he'd date her in 10 years. Wow.
So-
Amazing.
Anyway,
Wait, Mike, you like a person that said he'd date his daughter if she wasn't his daughter.
okay,
You like a person that literally flew on Epstein's jet, Mike.
yeah, I seen the video where he sniffed the girl's hair that had red hair. That ain't even his granddaughter, no one.
What?
Did you see the
Anyway,
video?
moving
Did you see
on
the
from that.
video where Trump said that he
So-
would date a
also
10-year-old in 10 years, Mike?
Trump is trying
Did
to
you see
push
that?
for
Oh, okay. Just
no
gonna
taxes.
skip over all that, right?
no taxes. Hey, I'm talking.
You're just gonna skip over Trump telling a 10-year-old he'd date her? What about when Mike? What about when Trump? What about when Trump said he walks into girls' changing rooms? You're just gonna skip over that part too? He said he doesn't even knock. He just goes right in. We're gonna skip
fuck
over
you,
that.
buddy.
We're just skipping over
Fuck
that part,
you.
Mike.
Yeah, we're going to skip over that because you
Why?
skipped over everything else that I want to talk about.
What
Because you
the
like
fuck?
the fact that Trump would enter girls' changing rooms without
Yeah.
knocking. You like that fact.
What?
You are a with them fucking earmuffs on. You fucking queer.
You are emotional right now, Mike. Why are you
Jesus.
so emotional?
Why are you such a fucking pussy?
Because I am what I eat.
Oh, you're funny. I
know.
bet you ain't never ate no pussy in your fucking life.
I mean, I don't really care
You
what
wouldn't
you.
even know
I don't really
anything.
care what you think. What would I give a fuck
If
what
you-
you think, Mike?
If it slapped you in the face, you wouldn't know it.
If it smacked me in the face, I wouldn't know what it is. Sure, Mike.
Yep.
Sure,
Yeah.
that made
If it's
total
around your
sense.
fucking head, you wouldn't know it.
Makes total sense, Mike. Yeah, absolutely. Can you tell me now, Mike,
So-
while you calm down from your emotional outburst? Can you tell me now? Do you think it's okay that
Yeah.
Trump went into girls' changing rooms without knocking?
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the taxes that he's supporting.
You don't want to talk about that.
He's
I don't-
supporting.
Of course.
Do you not want to talk about what I want to talk about?
No, I'm just saying. Of course you don't
It's all
want.
into you.
Of course you don't want. Of course you don't want to talk about Trump going into the changing room of women. Of course you don't, Mike. Why would you? Proves that he's a piece of shit. You don't want to talk about Trump being a piece of shit.
You're a fucking piece of shit, you motherfucker. Goodbye. Man,
See
there
ya.
ain't no fucking talking to you.
I mean, you could. You just don't want to talk to me about like Trump going into girls' changing rooms. Bye, Mike. Aw, TTFN. So long, farewell, of Vidia. Bro, they are so emotional. Goddamn. Hey,
That is
thank you all for
so
watching
weird.
this video. If you don't know me, I'm Jovan Bradley. I'm a leftist content creator who does debates, political commentary.
What a
game-
weird. That wasn't even a debate. If you can dodge a crash out, you can dodge at the ball. Debate crash out? What?
Hello, are you here to debate?
Oh my god, I fucking got through.
Uh-huh. You here to debate?
Yes. Oh my.
Yes.
Okay. Can I just get your name, age, and pronouns?
A man.
Timothy. I'm 42.
I'm a man.
I'm a. What am I? I'm a they.
Okay.
I'm a they.
Timothy, what topic did you disagree with today?
See, well, the
True.
LGBT topics in school, that's just pedophilia. We're not doing that one.
Okay, prove it's pedophilia.
I don't need to.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
Trans men, trans women.
Okay.
No.
You don't. Wait. I'm sorry. You don't
Your
need to
points are all
prove.
shit, dude.
You don't need to prove a claim that you made.
No, it's out there. Everyone knows.
Remix. Do you need to prove a point
That's
that you like? If you
pedophilia,
make a
dude.
point, yeah, prove it.
How,
Prove it.
Oh god.
Can you prove it?
See,
Is
whatever.
that something you can do? If you can't, just say I can't prove it, and we'll just admit that you were wrong because you can't prove your point.
Well,
and then we'll
I'm
move
not
on.
wrong. That's
Well then, oh, okay. So if you're
Prove
right,
pedophilia, dude.
if you are right, you should be able to prove it, right?
That makes no sense.
If you're right,
Can you
it makes
disprove
no
it?
it makes no
I wanna-
sense.
I
as-
want to hear you disprove
I have to disprove your claim. Do you understand how stupid that
Come on.
sounds? If I told you, hey, a unicorn, I saw a unicorn today, disprove it. How would you disprove that?
Oh my god.
How would you
Oh my
disprove
god.
it? You've made the claim.
Not even
so
what we're talking about.
no shit, Sherlock. Do you know what analogies are? Do I need to? Do
We're
we need
talking.
to? Do we need to go? Like analogies are used in debates often. If you're unaware of analogies, I can absolutely explain them to you. You would just need to tell me you're unaware of them so that I know.
Disprove it.
Yeah, you made the claim, so therefore
It
the
doesn't
burden
matter.
of proof. It actually.
No, it
I
doesn't
hate to-
matter. I just said
I hate
disprove
to.
it. So
I
disprove
hate
it.
to. I hate to be that guy. It does matter. Yeah, it actually does.
Classic liberal dodge.
You're the one who didn't answer the question. I'm
I
dodging.
told you to
wait.
disprove it.
Wait. I'm sorry. Who asked for the proof first? Me or you?
I just said disprove
Who
it.
asked? Who asked for the proof first? Was it me or was it you?
I just said disprove it.
Yeah. Who asked for proof first? Was it
I
me
just
or was
said
it?
disprove it. I
Yes,
don't care who
yes.
asked first. I'm telling you to
So
disprove
wait. So you're the one who's dodging then.
I'm telling you to disprove.
Let's go
How
over
is
what
that
it, let's go
pedophilia?
over
Oh
what a
my
dodge
God.
is. So I asked you a question. You then
So
said
you're
I'm not
dodging
going
again.
to answer the question. You answer the
Dodging
question.
again.
That would be the dodge. Do you know what a dodge is? Do I need to explain dodging to you? In Pokemon, here's an easy way to answer.
Right now,
here's an easy way to answer the question. In Pokemon, can you dodge before a move is made?
Oh my God, you're one of those.
Is it possible to dodge
Dude,
before a move is? Is it possible? I don't care. Is it possible for you to dodge before a move is made? I just want to know.
Look, you guys.
In dodge, here, I'll make it. I'll make it even. I'll make it even fucking easier for you to understand because clearly your intellect is not there. Can I dodge a dodgeball before it's thrown?
You keep dodging it.
Can I dodge a dodgeball before it's thrown?
Okay, disprove.
Can I dodge a Can I dodge a dodgeball?
Trans shit.
Can I dodge a dodgeball before it's thrown?
Do it.
Can I dodge a dodgeball before it's
Do
thrown?
it.
Yes or no?
See, you're dodging.
Yes or no?
I told you disprove.
Okay, here's what I'm going to do. You have 10 seconds to answer the initial question I asked you. And if you can't answer it, I'm just going to move on because why waste my time? Starting right now.
Nah.
That's what I thought.
So sad.
Telling someone they're dodging because you won't answer a question is some other level of cowardice that I don't even understand.
Oh boy.
Like, you're just a coward. I think this is X. Okay, give me evidence and proof that it's X. No, you proved to me that it's not X. The fuck?
Oh, I like these crash out debates. The best ones.
What's up, everybody?
They're the best ones, I think.
I was scrolling on YouTube and I saw this video. Okay? The 3 stages of debating a trans activist. Now, obviously we have to watch it, right? Like, we have to watch this, don't we? Like, we have to watch this. Oh, I'm going to change my shirt first. That's what I meant to do before I came on. But we have to watch this, don't we? Don't we? Ugh. I'm here now. Okay. So yeah, we have to watch this, right? So this is called the 3 stages of debating trans activists. Now, let's take our guesses. Do we think that the people in this video who are anti-trans, obviously, because you can even see, they said the full conversation was from a video called Talking with Child Mutilation Advocates Part 2.
Oh my
so
God.
clearly these people are going to have just the greatest arguments in the world, right? They're going to have just the best arguments. The best, it's sure. The best is sure to come.
For sure.
Right? Let's find out.
I know plenty of people who are trans, and it's one of the most painful processes on earth trying to get the hormones you feel like you need.
It's not true.
Like, that is true. I don't think I've heard of a single case where people are getting fast-tracked into the...
I can walk you across the street to come talk to Chloe Cole here, who had her breasts cut off when she was 15 years old.
I wrote a whole article on it, plenty of examples. Mentally...
God, they're doing Chloe Cole. Okay, well, now I know what this is.
Plenty of examples. I'll go with
we
data,
don't have the time nor the energy to go.
I don't know. I'll go with data, not with plenty of anecdotes, right?
Into all of the stuff about Chloe Cole. Like, we just don't have the time or the time and energy. Just don't. Either way. But this is gonna get us into like the big weeds of the issue. Is like, okay, like, yeah, let's say Chloe Cole did experience that, which I'm pretty sure she did. Well, say she did. Okay, what does this prove? This proves that there are people that detransition. What is that? Doesn't tell me anything, right? Chloe Cole is somebody who detransitioned, who is a pretty big anti-gender affirming care advocate.
It's really sad when the detransition
so like the statistical significance of like Chloe Cole detransitioning is nada.
Yep.
So
it's
what's the
anecdote,
argument
basically.
At the end of the day?
Unstable, 16-year-old.
I am in Ukraine.
Being recommended.
I'm in Kyiv right now.
It's gone away
I'm
from
streaming
the
from
mental
the
health approach
Kyiv kitchen.
with therapy to immediate affirmation only.
This
I don't
is
think
the
that's true.
kitchen and the
Okay,
apartment.
I
line.
understand why you would feel that way. I totally get it. But it's
Wait, what did he just
not
say?
the case.
What did he just say?
16-year-olds.
That sounds pretty
being
anecdotal to me.
recommended.
The practice has changed in recent years. It's gone away from the mental health approach with therapy to immediate affirmation only.
I don't think
That's
that's,
not true.
Okay,
That's
I
not true at
understand
all.
why you
Not
would feel
true.
that way. I totally get it. But it's just not the case.
What's your evidence for this? What's your evidence? Because when we look at the standards of care for diagnosing gender affirming care, it's 6 months of therapy at the start. At least I assume we're talking about in people under the age of 18. So what are you talking about? It's just immediately affirmation. What? Well, now I know you're disingenuous because that's not true, and I'm sure he's going to provide zero
And in fact,
evidence.
WPATH, which is the World Professional Association for Transgender Health, they just had their annual conference in Montreal. Some protesters stood up in the conference to say that they need to abolish all therapy completely before any surgical or medical interventions. And they all received a standing ovation, including
That's
from
bullshit.
leadership. We've got Laura Edwards-Leeper, who founded the first gender clinic in Boston 15 years ago. She brought the Dutch protocol over here. She trained under the experts in Holland, who started what's called the Dutch protocol. She brought it over to the US. When they brought it to the US, they ignored some other requirements, and they started giving hormones to kids younger. Because under the Dutch protocol, they said don't give them to them until
They
they're 16.
just say things. They just say things without having any evidence, without having any. Well, evidence. Data is evidence. And nobody can fact check them on the spot. That's the strategy. That's the far right playbook, basically.
So they'll do it here at 13. Johanna Olsen Kennedy at the
None
Children's
of
Hospital of Los Angeles.
Just spout out as many inflammatory nonsense as possible.
None of this
just received
matters.
a $5.7 million grant from the NIH.
Oh
where
my
they were allowed
God!
to
None of this matters. None of all of this. All of this is smoke and mirrors in terms of the
Yep.
debate, right? All of this is smoke and mirrors.
All of this
because
is
like
nonsense.
Okay.
Unsubstantiated nonsense.
sure, let's go under the predication that all of this is correct. Where's the harm? What's the negative of it? Right? They're presupposing in the argument already that this is bad. So it's
That's
bad
true.
that they've done all
It's
of this.
bad because it's bad.
You haven't demonstrated that this is bad. You've brought me one person that detransitioned.
Yeah.
I can bring you
anecdote.
dozens that haven't.
Yep.
What?
That's true. He is
And
correct.
you're just saying. You're also just saying things. I would love some evidence on any of this.
Yep.
Let's take a look.
Never any evidence. There's never any evidence of any of that crap. They just never provide evidence. It's impossible for
Let's
them.
see.
It's impossible.
I don't know that we're gonna have like what. I don't know that we're gonna have this video. He said in the WPATH annual meeting, there were people that said end therapy. I'm not finding anything about this.
Yeah, because it's unsubstantiated nonsense. You will not find anything.
Like, I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm saying like what.
You will not find
Where-
anything.
I'm not showing any of this having happened.
You will not find anything.
Reduce the age for cross-sex hormones from 13 to 8 years old if the kid's already in the certain tanner stage of puberty.
Would you
But anyway,
agree with
Yes. Yeah. Oh my God, bro. Do you notice he just tried to skirt past that last bit? Do you notice he tried to skirt past that last
8
bit?
years old if the kid's already in the certain tanner stage of puberty.
would you
Yes. If they're in a specific tanner stage, which means they've gone through puberty early, this is when they would do like it is set at hormone levels, right? Oh my God.
God, I need to go back on my duty.
This is the most disingenuous shit I've ever heard.
Of course, anti-trans arguments are always disingenuous. That's how
Let me
that works,
see.
unfortunately. That is how
What did
anti-trans
he say
advocacy
did it?
works.
Just received a 5.16. So they'll do it here at 13. Johanna Olsen
I have a feeling that so much of what he's saying here is
Los
false.
Angeles just received a
Of course.
$5.7 million grant from the NIH where they were
That's
allowed to reduce the age
obvious.
for cross-sex hormones. Los Angeles just
Okay.
received a
I don't trust anything that
Kennedy-
these people say.
The Children's Hospital of Los
I
Angeles.
just don't trust
Let's
anything
see.
that these people say. They lie. Of course. They lie. They obviously lie. 'Cause they're dishonest pieces of shit. Yeah, of course.
You guys are gonna fucking lose it when I tell you what I just found here. You're gonna actually
Did you find out
lose
that
it
those
when you
people
find out what I
lie?
just found.
Oh wow, did you find out that these people lie? No way, bro.
So as of February 2025, the Children's Hospital Los Angeles announces major change to transgender care policy. That's who he said here. Children's Hospital of Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Right?
Until
I don't want to
16.
misquote
But they'll do it here
the
at
guy
13.
here.
Johanna Nelson Kennedy at the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles just received a $5.7 million grant from the NIH, where they were allowed to. Nelson Kennedy at the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles just received.
Okay. Children's Hospital Los Angeles announces major change to transgender care policy. Children's Hospital Los Angeles has announced that it is pausing the initiation of transgender hormone therapy for patients under the age of 19.
Oh wow. Well, what do you know? What a shock. Transphobes lying. No way. No way.
So that's not what he said. Well, let's look up the person now.
No way.
Who was the person that he
Until they're
said? Because
16.
so far he's
But they'll do it here
0
at
for
13.
0.
Johanna Nelson Kennedy at the.
Johansson Kennedy. That's who he's claiming did this. So let me take a look. Let's take a look. Johansson Kennedy. This is also a fucking lie.
Of course it's a lie. Every single word will be a lie. It's
Yeah,
par
I'm
for the
finding
course.
nothing about this. This seems to be just like a bald-faced lie.
That's the only thing that anti-trans advocates have, lies. Of course. They don't have anything else.
Yeah, I mean, I'm finding nothing here, guys.
What a shock. I'm so shocked. God damn.
Nothing. So
No
he lied.
way, bro. You're finding nothing? No.
Who would have fucking seen that coming?
Whoa, I didn't.
If someone can find this, I'm more than happy to look at it and be like, okay, maybe he didn't lie, but right now, seems like a lie.
I never would have seen this coming. I cannot believe this.
Finding nothing.
No way. How can this be?
Of course they
Hospital Los
lied.
Angeles just received a $5.7 million grant from the NIH, where they were allowed to reduce the age for cross-sex.
Wait, maybe I can find it by looking at that.
No way. Why would they lie? It's impossible.
Okay, here we go. Found something from 2015. NIH funds first multi-site study of transgender youth in the U.S. with a $5.7 million award. The National Institute of Health has awarded $5.7 million for a 5-year multi-center study, which will be the first in the U.S. to evaluate the long-term outcomes of medical treatment for transgender youth. So you will provide essential blah 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 blah.
Imagine lying. It's impossible.
Nothing about the study allowing, like, they're just making shit up. So here's what the stages actually are. The 3 stages of debating a trans activist is we lie to them, we continue to lie to them, and we keep on lying to them. That's what the stages are. Because you're just making shit up.
Of course.
You're just making
Otherwise,
shit up.
they would have nothing. Of course, they make shit up. But that's
Crazy.
par for the
13 to
course.
8 years old if the kid's already in the certain tanner stage of puberty.
Would you
Yeah, if they're in the certain tanner stage, that would be developmentally appropriate.
agree
Anyway,
with
the point
would you agree
is-
with doing this stuff later, maybe?
I mean, whenever the person wants to do it.
Oh, so whenever.
Yeah, I don't give a about my
then-
body. Here's the crazy thing, is that every single medical organization, reliable medical organization in the United States at least, disagrees with your point and says that it is perfectly fine and healthy to give these hormones to kids if they ask for it.
So the AAP is ignoring calls from within their own body to do a systematic
but
review.
what does the AAP say?
What we're asking the AAP to do is a systematic review of all the studies that have ever been done. Because this is
Okay,
done in
but
Sweden.
if that happens, if that happens and the AAP comes back after that systematic review and says, we think this is totally fine, we think that this is completely healthy and a reasonable thing to do, will you then support it?
I want them to follow the science. If the science
what they're
supported
doing.
this,
No, you don't. You don't want to follow the science. That's bullshit. I don't believe that for a second.
Let's see. Wow. So his next claim, the AAP
I don't believe that for a second. They don't
is
care about the
ignoring
science.
calls for a systematic review of the evidence. Well, isn't it crazy that in 2023, the AAP authorized a systematic
Oh,
review of the
wow.
evidence?
What a shock.
Holy shit, bro.
What a shock. Oh no. Who would have known?
Holy shit. What is this dude's name? Liar McPants on fire?
Of course.
Liar Mc... I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about? Is that his name?
It's just transphobe for short.
Liar Mc... I'm an idiot?
It's just transphobe for short.
It does.
it does. Do me a favor. Go to my Twitter account. You'll find an article written by Lior Sapir
I'm not
going over 15 different studies. These are the studies that Jack Turbin used to justify transitioning kids. This is the science, my friend. I'm asking you to read the science.
That's not.
Leo Sapir's
Like,
fucking
let's-
journalist.
True.
Let's this is so
Calm
fucking
down.
stupid,
It
dude.
is stupid. It is stupid indeed. But what the fuck are you know? What are you gonna do, right?
No, I want to see what studies he's talking about.
That's the 1% of people
So you don't even want to read
Right.
it. You say you want to follow the science, but you don't want to read the science.
I don't want to read your bullshit.
You
science
haven't
now.
provided. You've already. Wait. So listen. If I'm the people in the street, you don't. So far. Okay. So far, basically everything homie said has been incorrect, right? At least what I found. What I have found so far is that basically what he said has been false. Okay?
Yep.
Now, that's not to say that everything he's saying is false, but everything I have fact-checked so far, incorrect. Now, he's claiming, well, there's no credible evidence for this, there's none of this for that, there's none of this for that, there's none of this for that. He's like, well, come to my Twitter and I'll show you all this credible evidence. But you have no reason. Why aren't you just following the science like you said? Well, so far, you've just been lying.
True.
So there's nothing to follow.
I think it's bull science, and I don't
You
give
got
a
credit.
I know it's bull science.
All right. So if you look at the most recent study into gender dysphoria, they followed 139 boys from the age of 5 all the way into their 20s. 87.8% of them saw their gender dysphoria desist when they went through puberty. 64% grew up to be gay.
Oh, I think I know what study he's quoting, and I think he's already wrong about that. Let's take a look. Yeah, so already, oh my fucking God, bro, the disingenuous shit needs to stop. Thank you guys for the gifted subs. So first of all, he's like, well, if you look at the most recent study on gender dysphoria, this is the one he's talking about, a follow-up study of boys with gender identity disorder. So they're not studying gender dysphoria because gender dysphoria and gender identity disorder are two different things, diagnosed two different ways. They're completely diagnosed two different ways. So he goes, well, because of this, where we looked at 139 boys, that would be this one. The study reports follow-up data on the largest
Studies?
sample to date
What
of
are
boys
you?
clinic referred to
communist?
gender dysphoria. 139 with regard to gender identity and
Studies.
sexual orientation. And children, the boys were assessed to a mean
Imagine
age of 7.49
using
years
studies for
at a mean
anything.
year of 1989 and followed up at a
Imagine
mean
being
age
a
of 20.
communist.
So first of all, in
Like that.
1989, we were completely and
Imagine.
drastically diagnosing these two things differently.
Imagine
This is what I'm
being a
talking about,
communist.
dude. This is what I'm talking about. They go follow the science and then they put the most batshit science to be like, look at the fucking science, everybody. Look at the actual science, guys. Look here. When realistically, if you want like a decent, a much better study, right? You have this one, which is re-identification with birth
My
registered
brother.
sex in a Western Australian pediatric gender clinic cohort, right? What this looked at was 548 people, okay? 548 people, much higher than 139. And this looked at desistance as well as detransitioning up to adolescents and up to age 18. What this found was that 93.1% of desisting cases occurred before any drugs were prescribed, and 1% of desisting cases happened after the fact. Like it's such a this study has been wildly criticized on so many levels. So many levels. God, this is fucking insane, bro.
It is.
Insane.
Yep.
Anyway.
10 of them saw their gender dysphoria desist when they went through puberty. 64% grew up to be gay. The Academy of Medicine in France just came out a few months ago and said it's impossible to tell which of these kids will see their gender dysphoria go away and which will not.
They're not doing surgeries on
All the
kids
studies
who
we
are
have
under
into this-
18. You can't.
Yes,
No,
they
they're
are.
not.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not. There is no
What's your
doctor
basis
in
for saying that?
Wait, I don't give a fuck if it's happening. I don't care. That's not the conversation. Conversation is it happening, right? Because in order for you to point out that it happening is bad, is you have to first demonstrate that it's
The
actually
harm, yeah.
harmful. Right?
But they cannot.
Like that there's some
cannot
some
do it.
statistical significant level of harm, and that level of harm outweighs the risk of not doing it, which you
Yeah.
can't do.
Of course you cannot.
What did he say about? I'm fact checking damn near everything he's saying because it's
Of course.
the Academy of Medicine.
Because it's just bullshit. Of course. It's just complete bullshit.
In France.
Came out a few months ago and said it's impossible to tell which of these kids will see their gender dysphoria go away and which will not.
They're not doing.
Let's see. I want to read the actual press release. I would love to. Yeah, here we go. Gender identity is the strong sense of for more than 6 months of identification with a gender different from the other. Feeling this harmony is not new, but very strong increase in the demand for physicians for this reason. Been observed. Yeah, okay, so fuck, dude, this is so stupid.
It's only science if
So
it
here-
confirms my
here-
political and
this is
ideological
my
biases.
problem, is
True.
they're picking
You don't
up-
understand, Lucy, says Vladimir.
They're picking on
He's Aryan.
on
Science is
very
more scientific
specific
about
things, and they're
biological
not giving
characteristics
full
on the human
information.
race. And
So
there's
they
scholarships
say,
than any other science. True.
They say, well,
You get it,
the
Vladimir.
national you know, the National Academy of Medicine in France says that we'll not know, but look at what they recommend. So now let's say, okay, here's what the National Academy of Medicine in France says. Here's what they recommend. Let's look at what they recommend. A psychological support as long as possible for children and adolescents expressing a desire to transition and their parents.
Imagine psychologically supporting children.
In the event of a persistent desire for transition, a careful decision about medical treatment with hormone blockers or hormones of the opposite sex with the framework of multidisciplinary consultation meetings. Fine. The introduction of an appropriate clinical training in medical students to inform and guide young people and their families. Okay. The promotion of clinical and biological as well as ethical research, which is still too rare in France on this subject. They're even admitting they don't have the research in France on this subject specifically. The village of parents in response to their children's questions on treat. They're literally recommending. They even have it in the recommendations. That it's okay if you do it, but they're just recommending that you watch it carefully. These people are so intellectually dishonest. It's fucking crazy.
Surgeries on
All the
kids
studies
who
we
are
have
under
in it
18.
is.
You can't.
Yes,
No,
they
they're
are.
not.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not. There is no doctor
What's
in
your basis for saying that?
the law. There's no doctor in the United States who will give you who will do an irreversible surgery under the age of 18. That's just not true.
Chloe Cole is across the street. She had her breast cut off at 15. Do you want to come talk to her?
Double mastectomy is that's
You want to come talk to her?
Was it for cancer or was
No,
it for
gender.
That's not true.
Come talk.
First of all, who gives a shit if you have a double mastectomy? Oh my god,
True.
bro.
Talk to her.
No.
Well, hold on.
She's right across the street.
You said something that's objectively not true. We have somebody that can prove.
Wait, I think breast surgery can be done at a younger age than any bottom surgery.
Like wrong. Literally had it happen to her when she was 15 years old, and you.
We only like fact checking. We're fact checking you, not fact checking ourselves.
You don't want to hear from that.
Sounds pretty anecdotal to me.
I've got video from Kaiser Permanente in Oakland, California, where the doctor is admitting that the youngest patient they cut the breasts off of is 12 years old. It's on video, my friend.
I'm willing to bet you right now that that's an edited video where the doctor was talking about how the person had cancer, breast cancer, and had to cut it off.
Or maybe the child had severe depression.
There's nothing you can do when people don't want to know the truth, right? There's nothing you can do.
Health doesn't matter.
I hope you guys know that in 50 years, when your grandkids are looking at these, they're gonna be ashamed of you, just like the.
Do you want to see a
kids-
Boston
True.
Children's Hospital video that I tweeted out?
I'm not. By the way, not finding any of these. By the way, not finding any of these
Of course.
videos. Not finding any of this. I mean, when you look at the recommendations for.
Oh, Raider wrote something. Hey, Lucy, I just found out about a predominantly black cemetery in Florida that was vandalized by Trumpers. Also, they fucking spray painted Trump wrong at first. Clearly, it says trap. Fuck me. Of course. Of course. Of course. Of course, it's gonna be a bunch of racists. Or am I not surprised this happened? Greater ain't.
Well, let me see.
Hey, but listen, why obsess over race, right? Anna Kasparian would tell you.
Let me see. I'm not showing any of this, bro. And of course you're not. Of course we're not, right? This is all
The
I'm
hardest
finding.
part was like being sold something that I believed was gonna help me and make me feel better, only to do all of it, and come out on the other side not feeling any better. I really can't. I can't ever undo it.
It's Chloe
I couldn't-
Cole. Like it's Chloe Cole.
Mm-hmm.
That's who he's fucking talking about. So So that right there, I would say, is also kind of disingenuous because you're making it out like it's happening to a separate person, and all I'm finding here is that it happened to Chloe Cole.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful, great.
Of course, it's gonna be the same
Nothing.
person.
He actively does nothing.
Of course, it's gonna be the
But
same
also, I'm showing that
person.
Chloe Cole had her double mastectomy at 15. So which fucking is it? Whatever.
Defending against the cutting up of children is
Here,
the moral
I'll bring it
stance
up
to
for
take.
you.
You know, I really believe that you believe that.
They can consent to that, huh?
Puberty blockers? Well, puberty blockers are 100% reversible.
It's not the kids consenting. Kids don't consent to medical procedures. You don't
They
know
can.
the law around medical consent.
No, they can.
Kids
They can.
assent to medical procedures.
Children can. There's specific laws on the books on kids being able to consent without parental approval, depending on the circumstances. There are circumstances in which kids can actually consent to medical procedures
Parents consent to medical procedures.
without parental approval.
And yes, parents can consent to medical procedures for their children. That's like the basis of parental
Oh,
medical
it's 5 a.m. So it's
advisory
morning.
and shit.
Reversible. So
What?
And top surgeries as well. That's happening for people
We're gonna
under
watch
the
this
age
next.
of 18.
Vladimir.
Right, but they're reversible. You can.
They're
I do like
reversible with
history,
0
I'm a
damage. Is
nerd.
that correct?
I don't know if it's 0 damage, but in the majority of cases, it's reversible with almost no damage.
The reason why a lot of them advocate for hormone blockers before puberty is to prevent the testicles from developing. Children that do that are young males, end up with a micropenis for the rest of their life.
Well, you know, if they feel like that's what they need to do, I support it. I think everyone should be able to do whatever they want with their own body. That's why I support abortion.
Things don't work that way when it comes to 10-year-olds making their own decisions. And like,
So,
Except it's with the
few things.
if
We know
medical professionals
that it can lead to decreased penis size. That's the point. That is the point. That's the point. That is partially the point. The point of feminizing hormones is to feminize,
Yeah,
not to masculinize.
true.
Second, okay, I don't know where he's getting micro penis. It can lead to a decrease in penis size, but like, I don't know where he's pulling out micro penis from. It seems like he pulled it out of his ass. Secondly, do you know micro penis? Like when somebody has a micro penis, do you know that there's a thing that you can do to help increase penis size? Do you know, chat? Do you want me to take a guess what it might be?
Is it testosterone?
You want to take a guess what it might be that you do to help increase penis size if somebody has a micro penis?
Is it testosterone?
Any ideas?
Is it testosterone?
You give them hormones.
Oh, wow.
You quite literally give them hormones.
What a shock.
So, here's a study. This is called Penile Growth in Response to Hormone Treatment in Children with Micropenis.
I'm so
Children
shocked.
under the age of 18 who met the
No
criteria for
way.
micropenis were included in the study. Children more than 11 years old were treated using a standard protocol of 1,500 to 2,000 IU human chorionic gonadotrophin administered intramuscularly once per week for 6 weeks. Children less than 11 years old were treated with
No way, man. So shocking.
oh my god, I can't pronounce the word. Parenteral testosterone, enanthate 25 milligrams once a month for 3 months. Results: serum testosterone levels at baseline and after 8 weeks of hormonal treatment was under blah 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 blah. In all children more than 11 years old, stretched penile length after hormonal treatment increased from 15.54 to 37.18 millimeters in children less than 11 years old, and from 26.42 to 64.28 millimeters in children more than 11 years old. Conclusion: management of isolated micropenis revolves around testosterone, direct administration, or encouragement of the patient's body to make its own, and results with respect to increase in penile length are promising. So again, it's just a lot of half truths to try to like elicit, and it's all emotional pleads. This entire video is just pleading to emotion,
course.
like the entire thing.
Because they don't have
literally,
anything else.
you know, you can't drink, you can't get a tattoo, you can't go see rated R movies, but you can cut into your body because you
None
feel
of
like
that has
you.
any.
I've
that's
heard
what
these
you
arguments so many
None of that
times.
has anything to do with your cognition.
You're 10.
If your doctor and your therapist agree, then yes, which is what's required in order to do any of that in the United States.
All right, so this is a video by Boston Children's Hospital.
Pro transgender video.
Okay.
Okay.
Child transitioning video, just to clarify.
Okay.
in the United States. For top surgery, you are requested but not required to have been on gender-affirming hormones for at least a year. Many surgical centers require you to be
Okay.
18 for top surgeries. We'll see people as young as
Yeah.
age 15 if they've been affirmed
I
in their
mean-
gender for a long period of time. And
The United
So
States is
totally
not
fine.
doing very well
Totally
right
fine.
now.
Well, you said it's not happening, so it is though, right?
I was incorrect
Okay, so we're gonna acknowledge that.
Yeah, I was
Totally
incorrect about that,
fine.
for sure.
What else do you think you might be incorrect about?
Well, I'm sure plenty of things. I'm just
So what if it's happening? This is the thing, is they're trying to pick on like, oh, but you said it wasn't happening, but you said it wasn't happening. Great, it's happening now.
Demonstrate the harm.
Fucking so, bro.
True.
And?
Good point.
Fucking and?
Very confident about that 2 minutes ago.
yeah.
Okay.
And you know, like any reasonable person, I can
So
say when I
now
was
do you
wrong.
believe that they cut off the breast of a 12-year-old at Kaiser Permanente? Or do I need to show you that video too?
Were they on?
I still don't believe that.
Affirming to their
I'm
chosen
gonna need to
gender
see
for a
some
long
evidence
time?
of that
The way
one.
they said they have to be in that video.
Oh, they don't have to be. They requested.
That's it, as long as they have been.
No, in fact, you can get these letters of approval for surgery over the phone.
I
There
don't
was a
believe
Pride
that.
Festival in Madison, Wisconsin a few weeks ago. Someone set up a tent with a sandwich board saying trans or non-binary, free letters of recommendation for surgery. You could just walk up to the tent, get your letter for surgery that you need. Do you think that's the level of safeguarding we need for a lot of these kids who are struggling with other mental health comorbidities?
If they want to transition, then yeah.
Okay, so a second ago it wasn't happening. Now you acknowledge that it is happening and it's totally fine if there's no safeguards.
I mean, I don't think there should be zero safeguards. I think there should be safeguards like for any medical procedure whatsoever. But, you know, it's not my choice.
Do you think a 10-year-old can consent to throwing away their future sexual function as an adult? How can they possibly make that decision?
If they've been living their truth.
Not to drop another emotional, not me to drop an emotional appeal, but what the fuck do you care about their fucking sexual functions, bro?
True.
They're 10. I'm not worried about what their sexual functions are.
For a long time, then yeah. If they've truly wanted to live, let's say if someone's born male with male genitalia and they want to have female genitalia and they've been living that truth their entire life, entirely off their own choice, then yeah, I do.
So you think a 10-year-old?
I don't think we're going to change. Yeah, he believes a 10-year-old can consent to that. I'm not sure if we're going to change any mind.
I think that there should be a
Emotional
more
appeals.
comprehensive view of
Nonsense.
like mental health and how that kind of coincides with people.
But that is all that the
being
anti-trans advocacy just basically amounts to. Saying, oh, this is awful, this is scary, this is bad, and not providing any evidence,
believing-
not really pointing to any real harm.
that they're trans. I think there's a certain age, which is maybe like 16, where they can decide to go on hormones.
Okay,
But that's
so
just my personal...
You have a way different viewpoint than a lot of the people here. Would you consider yourself more with that group over there of protesters?
I mean, I wouldn't consider myself a part of any group. I just think that like being able to talk to people and have discourse on either side is beneficial for people's, you know,
Sounds like careful.
just growth.
What is going on here? We love this girl.
That's right.
Especially to children, I don't think that children can really grasp this like really abstract concept of gender. That's,
Why do you think that the people that we've
I'm
been
pretty
talking to
sure
today,
that
why do you think
children
that they
have a
are
pretty
so set in their
formed
beliefs
gender
that
identity.
a child can make that decision? Because a lot of these people will say, hey, 7 years old. Is that crazy?
No, I personally don't think that a 7-year-old.
Yeah, at the end of the day, they're just disingenuous in their framing, as I pointed out. They're disingenuous in the facts that they put out, which I pointed out. Their whole argument is set upon
Appeal to
children
emotion.
can't consent, but like if this is the case,
It's all appeal to
right?
emotion.
If you're saying children can't consent to medical decisions, you have to hold that firm for everything.
Yep.
You can't say, well, children can't consent to this medical decision, but they can consent to this medical decision. Either it's children can consent or they can't consent.
Yep.
Right? You got one option here. Or do we recognize that it's parents that do the consenting?
I mean, sometimes children can consent to some procedures when parents are not available in a crisis, for example, or whatever. Oh, MAGA can never be the uneducated allegation. Alright. It's always... I wonder if they're gonna be stuck on the pronoun thing.
Coming up next
I'm a
is
male.
Troy. Troy is here to... Troy is
Troy a
calling
male?
in just to... just straight up virtue signal, apparently. Troy, if you can hear me, please provide me your age and pronouns.
I'm a male.
Troy, I'm a man.
I knew it.
Okay, I didn't ask you this, but
Of course.
you don't got no pronouns.
Of course not.
Can you tell me that sentence again without using pronouns to describe yourself?
Can we just get into the debate?
Nope, sure can't. You didn't answer any of the two questions I asked you, which are rules to engage in this platform. So I'll ask you them again. What is your age and your pronouns?
I'm 30, and I guess he, him.
I guess.
You guess. Do you need to take a second to think about it?
Can we just get into the debate?
No. Do you need a second to think about it?
No.
Are you questioning? Could it be that you don't know what your pronouns are? Do you wonder? Is that what it is? Why are you calling in? Why are you, Troy,
are you here to play games?
Troy, why are you calling into Virtue Signal? I don't really care about the tone policing. I don't really care. Why are you calling into tone police?
What?
Why are you? Do I need to?
Are you here?
Say
Are you here
do I
to
need to say
debate?
it a
Or are
little
you
louder?
here to play games?
Do I need to say it a little louder? I can say it louder for you if you didn't hear it.
God, these people
Sure.
are stupid.
Say it louder.
Great. Why are you calling in just to tone police and just to like? What's the point of that?
Tone police.
Yeah.
What am I calling in about?
Because you think me saying MAGA is uneducated is a blanket statement. You think there are educated MAGA?
It is.
Who are they? Where are they? I haven't seen
Who are
them.
they?
This person is not one of them.
Yeah.
That's
Who are they? Where are they?
who are they? Where are they?
Are you
That's
MAGA, Troy? Troy, are you MAGA?
Yeah.
I can tell.
Why did Trump pardon the ex-president of Honduras who trafficked 400 tons of cocaine into the United States?
What does that have to do anything about?
Can you just answer the
MAGA
question? Can
being
you just answer the
uneducated?
question? Can you just
No.
answer the question, please?
That has nothing to do with
Can you
the
just
question.
answer the question, please?
No, you're trying to go off in the
Can
left
you just
field. We're
answer
talking
the? No,
about
I promise
how
you it will. I
you-
promise you it will link. I promise you it will link. Can you tell me why Trump pardoned that
Promise
man?
you it will link.
I promise you it will link to the topic. Can you tell me why Trump pardoned that man? Go ahead.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Thank you for proving my point. MAGA is uneducated. Thank you.
That doesn't prove anything.
You are uneducated. Here's a fact that Trump did something. You don't know why he did it. Did you know he pardoned this
Okay.
man
Oh,
before you
no.
called me today?
Okay, if I name something that you don't know, does that mean you are uneducated?
Did you know Trump pardoned this man before he did it today?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was working.
That
So
didn't
why would I
answer-
know that?
That he pardoned this. What are you talking about? He pardoned this man months ago, like a month
Okay.
ago. So you've been working
I'm sorry, I
nonstop for
don't-
a month. You don't read the news. Do you read the
Uneducated.
news? Do you read the news, Troy?
No.
Then you are proving that you're uneducated. Thank you. You're politically
Okay.
uneducated. You
Okay,
voted
okay.
for a man and you know
Politically
nothing.
uneducated.
Here, do me a favor.
There's a big difference
hold on. Let's go to
between
the next.
politically uneducated
Let's go to the
and
next. Let's go to the
uneducated.
next piece. I believe
There
you're
is a
probably
big-
gonna. I believe you're probably gonna prove that you're uneducated in a lot of factors. Let's go to the next piece. Can you name me, other than the big
God.
beautiful bill? Can you name me a single piece of legislation pushed through by Donald Trump in 2025?
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Can you?
Say that again.
Other than the big beautiful bill, can you name me a single piece of legislation pushed through by Donald Trump in the year of our Lord 2025?
Yeah, I think I can.
Okay.
Didn't
Go
he?
ahead.
Didn't he pass in? What did he pass? They passed that thing against the gays.
Wow. Do you want to be do you want to like actually name a bill or?
You want me to just say, or what do you want me to say?
Yeah. Now you're slurring because you're crashing out. I don't care that you slur, but if you do it again, you
Oh,
will be
my bad.
removed. If you do it again, you'll be removed. I'm just
Okay.
letting you know.
All right.
So now,
So
if you
here's
do
the
it, we
thing.
know that
You
you wanted to run
Have
away.
a
Just so you
blanket
know.
statement.
Just so you
that
know, if you do it
MAGA
again,
are
we know that you want.
uneducated.
Yes, and you've proved that statement true. You're uneducated. You know
Oh,
why?
yeah?
Do you know
I'm
why you couldn't
uneducated.
name? Do you know why you couldn't name a legislation? Because there have been
If
no
your-
other
if your
legislations
toilet broke-
passed. There have been
if
no
your
other
toilet
legislations
broke, would you
passed
be able to
besides
fix
the
it
big beautiful
yourself?
bill.
If your toilet broke, would you be able to fix
Troy,
it
are
yourself?
you just pissed off that you're uneducated? Like that's fine with me. It's fine to be mad
Okay,
that you
who
didn't
are-
have the
who do
political
you
education.
call- who do you call when your toilet breaks?
Troy, why did you
Who
vote
do
for
you,
Donald
who
Trump?
do you call when your bathtub breaks?
Troy, why did
You
you
call
vote for
me.
Donald Trump, Troy?
That's who you call.
Okay, I don't
That's
care
who
that
you
you're.
call.
I don't
You
care that
call
you're
me.
good with your hands,
Your
Troy.
toilet breaks.
God damn.
Your bathtub
okay,
breaks.
I'm gonna mute
Your
you real
kitchen
quick.
breaks.
So what we have seen here, chat. I'm gonna mute Troy real quick. So what we've seen here.
Oh, my God.
Now there's a reason I started this call off with some salt because I just don't give a fuck about the fucking optics here. Troy, okay, he's completely uneducated in all topics political. We've seen it here first. Like he very much showed his hand at being uneducated politically.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
if I'm going to make a political decision, feel like we should be politically educated. Would you agree, Chad?
Would be nice.
That if we're going to make a decision politically, we should be educated politically?
Would be useful.
Troy didn't want to be educated politically. Troy decided, I'm going to vote with my fifis, and that's how I'm going to vote. Let's ask him why. Troy, why did you vote with your feelings, not with political fact?
I do know that Kamala Harris let 8 million illegal immigrants into the country.
Incorrect, actually, Troy. Kamala Harris wasn't the president, so she had no control over the border.
So she was
Troy.
not the border czar, right?
No, she was not.
Well, then,
how about now? Here we go. Now here we go. Now here we go. Here we go. Let's talk about what Kamala Harris's job at the border was. Kamala Harris was put in charge of the Southern Triangle, which is 3 countries in Latin America.
Biden and Kamala Harris failed at the border.
Troy, now you're moving the goalpost. Now you're moving the goalpost. Don't move the goalpost, Troy. Don't move the goalpost, Troy. The second I started giving you the actual information, you had to shift.
What actual information?
I was giving it to you. Did you hear the word I said?
They lost an election because of it.
Did you hear the word I said, or were you just pissing in your pants the whole time, Troy? Did you hear the words?
Is that wrong?
Troy, what were the words I said?
Am I wrong?
Troy, what were the words I said? Did you hear them, or were you pissing in your pants the whole time?
Pissing in his pants.
What was Kamala Harris's job? What was Kamala Harris's job? Troy, stop crashing out. What was Kamala Harris's job at the southern border?
This whole time. What are you talking about?
Troy, I need you to have some house training, bud. Have some house training. What was Kamala Harris's job at the southern border? Can you tell me what it was?
You tell me. She was the border czar.
Why? Wait, I'm sorry. I have to tell you, so you're admitting you were uneducated on this. So you're admitting you were uneducated on this. Thank you.
Self-proclaimed border czar.
Thank you.
And there's multiple videos.
Thank you for admitting that you were uneducated on this, Troy. Thank you.
They called her the border czar. It wasn't me.
Thank you for admitting, Troy. Now, I will tell you if you want to know, but you have to stop talking. Like, put your thumb in your mouth, maybe. That will help you from speaking. And when you go to speak, remember your thumb is in your mouth and don't talk. So Kamala Harris was put in charge of the Southern Triangle. The Southern Triangle is a group of 3 countries in Central and South America. It is specifically Argentina, Chile, and Uruguay. Okay? Now, Kamala Harris went to these countries and said, hey guys, we're noticing a lot of immigration from your countries. How can we fix this? And when working with these countries, they implemented programs to help build jobs in these countries. And we saw a net decrease in immigration from these countries of 250,000 people. A decrease in immigration.
How many people were going over the border?
A decrease. She decreased border crossings by 250,000. Do you want to bet? How much money would you like to put on this, Troy? I'll put $100 right now.
I'll put my whole life savings.
You'll put your whole life savings? How much?
Yeah.
Give me a specific number, Troy.
She decreased.
Troy, give me a specific number. She decreased illegal immigration from these 3 countries by 250,000. So give me.
You can't really try to be doing this right now,
Troy. Give me a number you're willing to put a bet on.
Man, the gaslighting
seems like you're Troy. It seems like you're afraid and weaseling out of the bet
right now.
It seems like you're afraid and weaseling out of the bet, Troy.
I'm not afraid.
So give a number you want to put money on.
10 million illegal immigrants crossed the border between Donald Trump leaving. Money on that. I'm putting money that they failed the border, and that's why they got voted out of office.
Troy, all I'm hearing is lip service. We have a bet on the table. Either agree to it or don't.
You lost an election.
All I'm hearing right now is lip service. Either agree to the bet or don't.
You really think that people are just dumb?
All I hear right now is lip service. Either agree to the bet or don't. Do you agree to the bet or don't? The bet is that Kamala Harris, through her policies as vice president, was able to get and I said Southern Triangle, I meant the Northern Triangle, was able to decrease immigration from the Northern Triangle countries. And she was able to do this throughout her term working at the border because that's what she was tasked to do. So do you agree to this bet, yes or no? No, I don't want to hear how does that. I don't want to hear any of that. Do you agree to the bet, yes or no? Do you agree to the bet, yes or no?
That's why Biden.
Do you agree to the bet, yes or no? Do you agree to the bet, yes or no?
I don't agree with that.
Exactly, because you're a punk bitch. See you later. I don't need to talk to punk ass bitches.
Sure. Don't talk to punk ass bitches.
God damn.
God damn, indeed.
And I just want to correct, I said Southern Triangle. I meant the Northern Triangle. That was my apologies. So just so we have it, independent analysis, this comes from Congress, by the way, found that the amount of encounters from this Northern Triangle was decreased from 684,000 in fiscal year 2021 to 352,000 in fiscal year 2024. Now, chat, 684,000 minus 352,000 is how much? I actually undercounted the numbers. She actually decreased encounters by 332,000. So, unfortunately, if you want the evidence for this, it's Central American migration, root causes, and U.S. policy. This was
I'm not surprised by
Congress analysis from Congress on Central America, on the Northern Triangle. God damn, wouldn't it be great if MAGA could prove to me they weren't fucking uneducated?
Well,
that would be incredible. Hey, thank you all for watching
that
this
would
video.
require for them to be actually educated on anything, so that's impossible. That would be impossible. Let's check on some Destiny Faces new sanctive. This is just Food Shops is just a Destiny coverage channel now. That's all. That's where Food Shops gets their views from. Just covering Destiny. It's pretty sad. Destiny blames poverty for a disgusting lifestyle. Ah, God. Of course he does. He ain't poor anymore. What is this?
Hello and kind of new generation. So when I use the term new generation, I'm specifically referring to around these parts, right? Cool dude. But here's the problem. Okay, it's Street Fighter. Let's play Street Fighter. Okay, we got Ryu and Ken. Where's Chun-Li? Where's Guile? Where's Zangief? Where's Honda? Where's Vega? Where's Balrog?
Whatever. Stop crying. Jesus Christ, babies. It's always like that with these people.
Hello, are you here to debate?
Where are my characters that I like?
All right, what's your name, age, and pronouns?
Eric, 44, and I think you can already tell what sex I am.
I'm a man.
Female?
I mean, if I sound female to you, then yeah, sure.
Okay, she, her, no problem.
So,
Chat, this is Eric. She's here to debate. Show Eric some respect. All right, Eric, what do you want to talk about?
well, I mean, I'm just kind of just looking over all the stuff that you are talking about,
Jesus
and
Christ.
so pretty much, so you say that trans men and women are men and women.
Correct.
Okay. And you know what? I 100% agree with you. They are men or women. But you see, the people that I guess want to live in so-and-so called fantasy land, you know, you can be whatever sex that you want to be, but down to the DNA, down to the blood of your system, it actually
Blood
shows
of your
either you're
system.
XY or XX. So
What's that to do with anything?
People that don't want to live in Fantasyland will tell you exactly how it is. Tell you if what we hear and what we see. If you have a deep voice, then
There's cis women with deep voices.
I'm going to assume that you're male. And yes, that is true. You shouldn't assume anything about anybody, but still, there comes a time when we are not living in a fantasy world. We're living in reality. If you want to play dress up and do all of that, that's 100% fine. I'm down with that. But you're not gonna fool me. And I'm sorry, but I don't want to use your pronouns to make you feel better.
Yeah, I just have a question for you.
Go right ahead.
It's a pretty simple one. When it comes to, for example, like a woman, what makes someone a woman?
What makes someone a woman?
Yep.
I do like this character.
If you have the genital reproductions of a woman, whereas you have the internal, whereas you have ovaries, that you can produce eggs that travel down the fallopian tubes into your vagina, and you also have breasts, and you also, I believe,
everybody has breasts, by the way. Everybody.
I'm sorry, I'm not a scientist.
You're not, clearly not, because everybody has breasts.
For women?
Every single person.
So if
not every single person, but men also have breasts.
Or show what you actually are.
Yeah. Would this be necessary? Would these things be necessary to be a woman? Like, do you have to have these things?
To be a woman, yes. To be a woman, you have breasts that produce. You have breasts that produce milk. You have ovaries inside of your body that can produce an egg, like I said, that flows down the fallopian tube into your vagina, that then gets inseminated by the penis, the male organism, from the testicles. The semen comes out of the testicles, and then he shoots the semen into the woman. And
okay, and if you don't have,
yes, you're not a woman then.
If you don't have ovaries,
yeah.
Or I'm sorry, if you don't have what?
Well, you said that it's required that you have the genitals. So if you don't have the genitals, then what? What are you?
You don't have genitals, then I don't know. You
of course you don't
have the genitals. I mean, I guess you're. I don't think asexual is the right term, but you just. I mean, but there's.
So there's three genders.
Unless you've manipulated. Okay, the way I see it, there's total of three genders. There's male, female, and hermaphrodite. Now I don't.
There is no such
hermaphrodites
thing as a
have.
hermaphrodite.
I mean, I would consider them. You could put them in a. Hello.
Yeah, I'm just telling you that that's not what that word means. It's also considered a slur now. Just FYI. Like they don't even really use it in the medical field anymore.
And that's fine. I mean, I'm not. Believe me, I'm not trying to be slurish. I'm just having a conversation. I'm not.
Sure. I'm just letting you know that word is a slur now.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry.
Second thing it's soft to say that you're using what's considered a slur. So would you say the N word to a black person and just be like, oh, you're soft because you didn't want to hear it?
No, I'm not going to go out and just drop the N-bomb on
you just said I was soft for saying you used a slur though.
Just for the color of their skin. No, I'm not going to go out and insult anybody for the color of their skin.
But when I just told you that you used what is considered a slur now, you said that I was soft.
Okay, well, anyways.
Would you call somebody the F slur and then say, oh, you're soft if you don't want to hear it? That has nothing to do with the color of their skin.
Call them what?
The F slur.
The S slur?
F as in Frank.
Oh. I mean, you know what? It is what it is. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to stand behind it. Yeah, I think that, you know what? But then people can criticize people for other things, not even having to do with sex, like males.
What?
For example, like actual people that consider themselves male get hated on so much, especially by women, for example.
The fuck does that have to do with anything?
And what did I say it was right? No, I will totally agree with that.
What does this have to
What's
do
the
with
relevance?
you using the F slur?
I have no clue.
I'm just trying to say that it doesn't matter the gender, or the race. Everybody gets discriminated on about something, whether it be their race, whether it be their
What
sex,
the fuck?
whether it be their.
What's this guy trying to say?
So that means it's okay.
No, it's not okay. But at the same sense,
What is this
sometimes
person
you
saying?
you just gotta have, you know what, keep people on their toes. So what?
What?
You know what? It's just honestly, the way I see it is, it's just a word. And you know what? You know what? I'll be perfectly frank and honest with you. I'm an honest and upfront person. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I have dropped the N-bomb. I'm not gonna lie. Now,
Okay.
Is it wrong? Yeah. But in the same sense, it's in when you look at someone. If you're coming at me,
what the fuck is happening?
If you're coming at me in a
These people.
disrespectful way, but yet, how is it that? Okay, then how is it that the black community can call us cracker, but then say that it's not being racist?
Where'd the term cracker come from?
Came from slavery. It came from back when the masters would be called crackers because, of course, the cracking of the whip.
Okay, so when black people call white people crackers, it's like in reference to black people's position, or white people's position of power over black people.
Okay.
Where did the
what?
N-word come from?
I'm sorry, where?
Where did the N-word come from?
It's silence. What the
I'm
fuck?
gonna lie, I actually do not remember.
No way,
Is the
bro.
N-word a term that is saying that black people hold a set of power over white people?
Holy shit! I cannot believe this.
The answer's no.
I don't. I mean,
or is the N-word
No.
specifically referring to how black people?
I don't believe that
have
this
a
person
lower
doesn't know. That's a lie.
power
That's just I don't
over
believe this
other
person
white
is so
people. And that
stupid.
It basically is saying that when you call a black person the N-word, you're basically saying they're like lower than human.
This is dishonesty. I don't believe
I
this
mean,
person
if
didn't
you want to
know.
look at it that way, yeah.
You could look at it that way.
That way, not that it is that way. Just if we
What
want to
the
look
fuck?
at it that way.
Yep, but I mean,
How
know
are
what?
you
It
so
doesn't matter
dishonest?
because it.
You could look at it that way.
We are so divided. And
Oh no, it's the Anna
you know what?
Kasparian line.
I'm not trying to sway you. I'm not trying to change you on anything. It's just that
Why are you obsessing over race?
I'm living in reality. Whereas
Do you think it?
I
Do you
feel
think it?
the leftists are
Just
living in this make-believe fantasy world
Just real
where
quick, real
you
quick.
just want to make up whatever you want.
Sure. Real quick.
And that's-
do you
and that's
think
fine.
it? Do you think it? Do you think it helps? Like you said that you.
Vladimir said it came
live in a,
the white
in a
people's
world that's
obsession
so
with that
divided and
very
so
cheap
separated.
and
Do you think
addictive
it brings
drug.
us together for you to like call black people the N-word? Does that like bring us together?
No, and no, and honestly, honestly, I just remembered the thing, and I know that you're not going to agree with me, and that's fine.
Jesus.
The only reason that I say it, and I swear to you, I do not look when I meet someone. I do not look at the color of your skin.
Fuck
Seriously,
me,
do
I'm
not. When I
colorblind.
meet you,
It's Anna
you
Kasparian
show
all
me
over again.
What you're made of.
This is
But
just
the
so
reason
stupid.
the only reason I say it is because there.
I don't think about race.
Nothing. There's no other word that I can say that will piss someone off like that. If there was, if blah 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 was worse than that, I'm not even playing. I would say blah 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 all the time.
So you call black people the
you can-
N-word
you can-
because
you
it makes them mad.
Yeah, because it's
Oh my
the
God.
way. That is the only way to really push your button.
So it's okay to use any slur if it makes the other
No,
person
it's
mad.
not. No, it's not okay. No, it's not okay.
So then
But
why
you
do
know
you do
what?
it?
I know at one point in our lives, you will be racist, someone else will be racist.
What the fuck
Now,
is this?
You probably won't agree with, and that's
These people
fine.
are
But
so
you know what?
stupid.
I will. But I'm not going to go out and just put up a sign saying, hang people, go out and do this just because of the color of your skin.
But you're okay using a slur.
Well, I mean, I'm not perfect, and I'm a white man, so I don't know what you want.
What the fuck?
What's easier, to use a slur or to not use a slur?
I'm a white man. What do you want?
Oh, to not use a slur. Again, I'm not going out. I'm not going out and just seeing the first person and saying, oh, yeah, I bet you he just, blah, blah, whatever. I don't perceive the world like that.
You don't perceive the world.
But you know what? But if there's someone, when you go and you see something about a family, and or someone like a family, a female with like 10 kids, and not a single dad.
Oh
around,
my god.
Not a single parent besides the mother.
This person is just
but yet
racist.
She wants to live off of the taxpayer and the government, and then asking who's going to take care of all these kids.
Okay, no need to be Nicholas. Let it out. True.
On the news one time, a black woman had a family, and she just was just, who's going to take care of all these kids? I mean,
People
what do you
think
want?
that they sound
I'm
great
not
when
the
they
one
say
that,
these things. That's
spreading your legs, making you just have baby after baby.
You've heard on the
people
news.
really think that they sound good when they say these
black
things.
No, I saw a news
God damn.
story about a woman. She had
They're
over
so
8
confident that they sound good when they say these things.
and was like, didn't have a single father figure around. But yet she's just like needing help.
Not a single dad.
Off of society with her kids because she couldn't take care of them. I mean,
So this is why it's
hello,
okay to say the N word.
we need to get a job.
True.
So
We
this
need
is
to go
why.
out, we need
So this
help-
is
we
why
help
using
take
the
care of our
N word
kids.
would be okay. Would it help her get a job if you use the N word at her?
No, I mean no. But you know what? This
Maybe.
is me at my house. Okay. Again,
What?
I'm not going out. I'm not going out and just spreading hate.
This
I'm not
person is
going
just
out
digging a
and-
hole.
You
and-
specifically
and standing
said-
in a line.
It's to piss
I'm
people
sorry,
off.
Hey, I'm not in the Klan.
Ma'am.
I'm not in the Klan.
Ma'am,
I'm not in the Klan.
Ma'am.
So,
ma'am, you specifically said that you would use the N word on black people. Oh, that she hung up. I don't do this out in public, but specifically said that they'll use it against black people
Yeah,
to
to
make
people,
them angry.
yeah. So just disingenuous and pathetic.
So that's what I have to deal with today. That's today's stream in a nutshell.
Yep. Oh man, what a. Ugh. Anna Kasparian called in, I guess. He crashes out so hard Jovan puts him in timeout. What the hell happened here? I'm gonna go grab a drink. Hold on, I have to grab a drink. Okay, I grabbed the drink. We're doing the slopathon.
Hello, are you here to debate?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Can I just get your name, age, and pronouns, please?
Excuse me?
Can I get your name, age,
I'm a man.
and pronouns?
I'm a male.
JP 30. And I'm just a person. I'm just a regular human being.
What the
And,
fuck? I hate
persons have pronouns in the English language. So what are yours?
I just told you what my pronouns were, human being.
Yeah, human beings aren't pronouns in the English language. Do you want
Pronouns are whatever I want them to be. That's how they work.
No, the
However,
English
I
language has specific
want to
ones.
define myself is how I define myself.
Okay, so you want to use neo-pronouns.
What? Whatever.
Very-
No.
it's very progressive
You don't
of
get
you.
to
Yeah,
tell me
yeah,
what my
no.
pronouns are.
Well,
I
yeah,
told you what my pronouns were.
Yes, you said human/being. That would be neo-pronouns, pronouns that aren't typical.
Okay. Well, if I define myself as a human being, then that's what I am.
Yeah,
You don't get to tell me
neo-pronouns.
what I am.
All right, human/being.
No, you're adding the
Neo-pronouns.
other thing.
Yep, neo-pronouns, human/being. Yep.
Okay. Yep. So you guys aren't pronoun friendly, huh?
I just said your pronouns are human/being. I accepted it.
No, I mean they're
Human
pronouns
side,
are
yeah.
whatever I want them to be, not
Yes,
whatever.
you said your
They're my
pronouns
perspective
are
on what I
humans.
like.
Yes, you specifically said your pronouns were human being.
Yeah.
Those are neo-pronouns. Congratulations, you're very
Yeah.
progressive.
Well, I mean that's your definition of it. That's not mine.
What?
My definition of neo-pronouns are non-traditional pronouns. Yeah. You're saying your pronouns are human/being. That would be non-traditional pronouns. Thus, you're using neo-pronouns. That's look at that. Congratulations. That's
Can
very
you tell me?
progressive.
Can you tell me what a woman is?
Yeah, an adult human whose gender identity doesn't align with their or does align with
An
their
adult
personal schema.
female human being.
Okay, so you didn't
Missed
want
that
me
part,
to
didn't
you didn't want me to tell you what a woman is. You just wanted me to recite. The
Oh no,
dictionary
I just did the
definition.
same exact thing you just did to me, but you don't like it when people do it to you, right?
You
They
just wanted
correct
me
you,
to,
but you
just
don't like
wanted
to
me
be,
to.
you don't like to be
You didn't
correct,
correct me. You just recited back the dictionary definition of woman.
Oh, the dictionary definition, right?
Yes.
The traditional definition. So you just said that I didn't go by the traditional definition, but you got to, right?
No, I said you
so
didn't. You used
rules apply to thee, but not to me, right?
No,
That's
in
what
the
you're saying?
English, in the diction or definitions aren't rules. Grammar is rules. Grammar presents rules in a
Definitions aren't rules.
No, definitions are not rules. Definitions are descriptive, not prescriptive. You would know this if you took it.
Okay.
English. I know that.
Okay,
I know that
so-
they
so-
don't. I know that they don't teach English that well in your whatever high school you went to. But grammar is specifically the thing that denotes rules.
So then,
of a
how do we
language.
know what word is what?
It's about social consensus.
If definitions aren't rules.
It's about social consensus. That's why definitions are descriptive, not prescriptive.
Oh, okay. Social
Do you know?
consensus.
Wait,
okay.
do you know the difference between a descriptive definition and a prescriptive one?
You know what a
No, you
woman
don't,
is?
do you? No, you don't, do you?
Oh my god.
You don't even know what
No,
descriptive
no,
and
no.
prescriptive mean.
Stop running.
You don't-
You
you
just
don't
tell me
even
what a
know it.
woman is.
You
Now
don't
you want
even
to
know
go
it.
into all these other
You don't
complicated
even know what descriptive and prescriptive means, do you?
Oh, I don't know what a woman is.
No, you don't know what descriptive and prescriptive mean.
You don't even know what a woman is. You don't know what
Yes, a woman is an
descriptive
a woman is an adult human
'Cause you
whose gender
couldn't even
identity
cite
aligns
it.
with their schema of the female sex. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I can define woman
So
pretty easily.
am I alive right now?
No.
No? Okay. Just real quick. What is a woman?
I already answered that. An adult human whose gender identity aligns with their schema on the female sex.
All right. So let's go to the dictionary, shall we?
Yes, dictionaries are descriptive, not prescriptive.
Oh. So it's whatever you want it to mean, right?
Nope, that's not what that
Because
means.
society hasn't granted.
That's not what that
Society has
means.
not granted that it's an adult human being that
Okay, so
identifies with that
just
sex.
confirming that as long as the dictionary says it, then it would be true.
That's what we go by. When you
Okay.
look up a word and you want to know the definition of a word, you go to the dictionary. You don't ask somebody their own definition.
Got
That's
it.
not
Okay,
how
great.
That's not how words are
let's-
explained.
Let's use the dictionary. So let's just use the dictionary. So Merriam-Webster defines woman as an adult female person, right?
Yeah.
How do they define female?
Uh-oh.
By their chromosomes, biological.
No, actually, one of the definitions of female in Merriam-Webster is having a gender identity that is opposite of male. So therefore, trans women would be women per
But
Merriam-Webster.
what is a male? What is a male? What is a male?
Wait.
No, 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 no,
Wait.
don't run. What is a male?
Having a
male
gender
is a
identity.
person with biological chromosomes of XX.
Oh, okay.
Of
Wait,
XY.
well, no, you said we need to go by the dictionary, right? So one of the
You're
definitions
reading one
of male.
obscure definition that gives the opposite of another sex.
Oh, so you don't want to go by the dictionary then?
No,
So what should we go by?
See, this is why the left.
So what should we go by?
This is why you guys are so whacked out of your mind.
Why? Because I'm
This is why you guys are so whacked out.
I'm using the
No,
dictionary
because you guys
definition.
try to alter definitions and then you
Because
guys
I'm using the
try to
dictionary
make up your
definition.
own.
Because I'm using the dictionary definition. I'm not
That's
making
not the
something up.
Okay, you're using
I'm not
one
making
dictionary
something up.
definition.
I'm using the
that you didn't
dictionary.
even-
The dictionary.
No, you did. Okay.
Female.
What is the
there
end
are,
say?
There
What does
are
the end say
multiple
of that definition
definitions
you
of
wrote?
females. There are multiple definitions of females. One of those is having a gender identity that is opposite male. Now we have to look at how they define gender identity, and that's a person's internal sense of being male, female,
No,
some
no, no,
combination
no,
of
no, no,
female,
no.
or
You gotta
neither
read
male,
it.
female. You're muted while I'm talking. You're muted. You're muted. Nobody can hear you. You're muted. You're muted right now. I can't hear you.
The dictionary
so
is
I'm gonna
not
keep
the best
talking because you
argument.
apparently don't know how to hear dictionary definitions. So again, if we're going off the dictionary, woman, an adult female person, that's one of the definitions of woman, an adult female person. Now we have to look at how the dictionary defines female, because in order to be a female, you must be an adult, or in order to be a woman, you must be an adult, a female, and a person. I assume we know what adult means. You might not. It sounds like you have a little trouble understanding words, but I'm just going to assume we know what adult means, and I'm going to assume we know what person means. So now let's look at female. So now we have to say, okay, well, how does the dictionary, in this case we're using Merriam-Webster, define female? And the female, they give multiple definitions, because words have multiple definitions, because that's how the English language works, guys. Words have multiple definitions. In Merriam-Webster, female is defined as of, relating to, or being the sex that typically has the capacity to bear or produce eggs, or having a gender identity that is the opposite of male. And then when we look at what gender identity means, it's a person's internal sense of being male, female, some combination of male and female, or neither male or female, which means that per Merriam-Webster, the dictionary, trans women are women.
Oh.
The caller hung up, by the way, because obviously he did. Because why would someone listen? Now, I'm going to say dictionaries don't imply correctness to words. Dictionaries are descriptive, not prescriptive.
That's true.
So a dictionary saying this is the definition of a
Means
word
nothing.
does not tell you that this is how the word must be used. In fact, let's take Oxford, for example. Or actually, we'll just use Merriam-Webster. We'll continue to use Merriam-Webster. We'll use Merriam-Webster. Quote, Merriam-Webster is a
Okay.
Which is worse, in your opinion, gaming friends who knowingly reject your transition and hate on you, or turn out to be chasers and just objectify you every time you play
Chasers,
together?
yeah.
I mean, both are transphobic. So if you have people who don't view trans women as women, that's obviously transphobia. If you have people who are weird about trans women and they're like, oh, you're the best of both worlds. Oh, one day,
Jesus
you know,
Christ.
once you look like a real girl, then I would feel like that is also like, it's also transphobic. Like, both is icky. It is very disgusting to experience that. I don't really think that like one is worse than the other. It's just like, I don't like this. I actually uploaded a short. Are you interested in me?
I'm not, but I have a friend who is. You were a top or a bottom? You were transgender?
I am trans, yes.
You were male to female?
I am, yes.
That is literally his type.
So he's a chaser?
No, it's just like a preference.
I got a lot of comments of people being like, oh, how is he a chaser? So obviously, I'm not talking about like the guy in the video, right? Like the guy was really nice. I don't know if there was a friend involved. It's kind of weird to like ask me, you know, to add him and send him a picture of me so he can show it to like his friend who is rich and tall and so on. Like obviously, It's kind of weird, but it's, you know, a guy trying to be a wingman, or, you know, maybe he just wants to see a picture of me. The thing that, like, people didn't understand with, like, if you have a preference for trans women, does that mean you're a chaser? So obviously it kind of depends on who you are, right? Like a trans woman wanting to date another trans woman instead of a cis woman because they can relate. You don't want to, like, deal with, like, microaggressions, the transphobic behavior, right? Like, there can be a preference like that. If a cis man looks for trans women who are more likely to be vulnerable, who struggle with their self-worth, their self-esteem, and so on, that is obviously a little bit different, right? It's more about, like, kind of being predatory, taking advantage of somebody. They know that they can get away with way more when it comes to taking advantage of trans women over, like, cis women, right? Because also financial reasons and so on. A lot of it is very manipulative, very predatory. It is not automatically saying that you are a chaser if you prefer trans women. Right? It's just like, it's very likely that a lot of cis men sexualize trans women, especially pre-op trans women, right? Like, if you don't have bottom surgery as a trans woman and you have a guy seek out trans women who don't have bottom surgery, who don't want to get bottom surgery, that is kind of going into, like, the direction, is that a chaser? It's kind of vibe-based, right? Like, you kind of have to check the vibe. Yeah. A lot of trans women, you know, are also just happy when, like, somebody is giving them, like, a little bit of love, which guys like this prey on. They take advantage of. There are trans women out there who are happy to just have, like, somebody, even if they don't view them as, you know, the same way as, like, cis women, to just be called she, her by them, right? To have, like, a little bit of support, even though it's kind of transphobic to not view trans women as women and just believe that you're entertaining our delusions or whatnot. On the other end, if you're a cis person and you want to date, you have a preference for dating cis women and you don't want to date trans women. I'm not saying that every cis person needs to date a trans person, but a lot of the reasons for why cis people don't want to date, especially cis men, straight cis men don't want to date trans women, is because society calls them gay. Maybe they have, like, some internalized transphobia as well, where they worry about, I don't know, dating a trans woman is gay, or, like, being attracted to a trans woman pre-operation is gay, or it's all about, like, producing offspring. So if you're in a relationship where you can't have biological children, then there's no point in going into that relationship, like, things like that. But a big factor of, like, why, you know, cis people wanting to, like, date exclusively all cis people and just, like, completely dismissing all trans people, most likely rooted in transphobia. And people need to reevaluate, like, their stance. They need to do a little bit of introspective in order to understand this. I'm not saying that you're a horrible person. I'm not saying that you should be ashamed and go to prison or something, right? I'm just saying that, like, people need to understand why they are feeling a certain way, and the only way you can do that is if you're being, you know, a little bit challenged, or, like, challenging yourself on your worldview. You should go to prison. Being a little bit of introspective. Trans people deserve a lot more respect and dignity. It's the same way even the safest areas, they're still large at risk of attacks. Yeah, trans women are 4 times more likely to be victims of abuse than cis women. And cis women are already, like, incredibly likely to be victims of abuse, right? The amount of people who take advantage of trans women, it's kind of like how so many people take advantage of, like, sex workers, and then it's like, well, being a sex worker is criminalized, so who do you go to? If you're a trans woman and you want to report a crime, what if you get arrested and you get put into men's prison where they sell you out to inmates? Like, that is terrifying. And if people actively seek out the most vulnerable, take advantage of them, that is predatory. Now there's, like, also, like, this aspect of, like, oh, if I'm a cis person and I have a preference for like, you know, trans women, what if I approach a trans woman and she will think that I'm a chaser and like, oh my god, this would be like so terrifying to be like perceived as a chaser. It's kind of like on the same level as like when you're in the middle of nowhere or you're like in a street walking on a road late at night and you see a woman walking in front of you and you're constantly worried, oh, we're walking into the same direction. What if she thinks that I am going to do something evil? What if she's scared of me just walking here? Like, how can I signal to this random woman in front of me that I'm not a danger? And it's like, you gotta remove yourself from that situation a little bit. Like, you understand the problem, right? A lot of women are terrified of situations like that because it just like happens so frequently. But then you're like, how is that situation making me feel? Like, if she's terrified, scared of that, right? Like, you can cross the street, you can find a different route or anything. So if you want to like date a trans woman as a cis person, like, you gotta understand like, why do you have like that preference? It's like, we're not the best of both worlds. We're not some experiment. We're not something exotic. You just gotta like understand that. You gotta like understand your own motives, and that gives you a little bit of clarity over your own sexuality as well, right? For me personally, before transitioning, I didn't have like any relationships. I wanted to have relationships, but not as a man, as a quote-unquote man. So I went on this journey, I started transitioning, and I'm still like figuring out like my own sexuality. I'm figuring out where I myself stand, right? I'm obviously attracted to men. I'm attracted to women as well. But I think that like my dysphoria is still limiting who I'm comfortable with like dating with. I like mass presenting people because like it kind of highlights my own femininity and it gives me kind of euphoria. And when I date femme presenting people, I'm always like thinking, I just want to be her. And that's kind of confusing. I feel like I'm not at a point where I can be like comfortable with dating like femme presenting people. But it's a journey and you kind of gotta figure that out. You kind of gotta understand yourself a little bit more. And it helps to understand your reasoning behind certain things.
Also, I lost again. It annoys me that I keep losing to this person. It's a slopathon. Hello.
Hello, are you here to debate?
Oh,
yeah. All right, want to talk about
huge.
Topic number 1.
All right, can I get your name, age, and pronouns, please?
What's topic number 1?
Sam, 38.
I'm sorry, you're really quiet. You're really quiet. Can you say that again?
I'm a man.
Sam, 38, and whatever you decide.
Okay, use
Because
any pronouns. That is progressive of you, friend.
I think man and woman is something that people, like other people, declare you as.
Wait, you think other people decide if you're a man or a woman?
Yes.
Okay, so if you lived in a society that was 100 people, and 99 of them told you that you were a woman, you would be a woman?
Well, that's what society will be telling me I fit in as.
But are you that thing? That's what I'm asking you.
That's how the language works.
Okay,
yeah.
So just confirming, if I live in a society with 100 people and they all point at a cat and say, "No, guys, this is a dog. It's a canine. This is of the canine species." Is that cat a dog?
Yeah, all of these words are stuff that we made up. If everyone in society is agreeing that this animal is whatever you said it was, well then yeah, that's what the animal is. Everyone has a different word for an animal.
Okay, so as long as we get the majority of society to agree that trans women are women and trans men are men, then we're good.
Well, yeah.
So then what are we debating about?
That you can't decide for yourself that other people must refer to you as a man or a woman. It's for the other people
if the bulk
to
of
go
society,
ahead and decide.
Wait, if the bulk of society agrees, then yeah, everybody would have to, per what you just said, everybody would have to concede and they would have to agree.
Well, yeah. But I think the thing that you're trying to argue is that someone could just declare for themselves, like, okay, I am a man, and then therefore everyone else must also say, okay, you're a man. Like, it's not the way it goes.
Yes, what you believe is that if 51% of the society were to say that you are a man, then now, because 51% of the society says that, everybody would have to say that.
No.
But you would be a man, so like they'd have to say it. Because
it would have to be what the bulk is saying, what the majority.
51% is the majority. So if 51% of people say you're a man, like if I have a trans woman and 51% of people say she's a trans woman, then the other 49% have to concede and go, well, she is trans because the majority says she is. Or she's a woman because the majority says she is.
Well, that small of a majority, I think it becomes up to debate again. But if the vast majority are saying this person is a woman, then that person is a woman. Like 80% of people are saying that's a woman.
Wait. So it's not about the majority. It's you have a specific criteria for how many should say it.
If it's an overwhelming majority that agrees that this is a woman, then that's a woman. But if people are still not saying that's a woman, well then you're not fitting within the societal role of a woman then.
Thank you for the $45, Polyphonica. Okay. Thank you.
So let me just so that I have...
Thank you so much.
I have this understood.
And
it's
we won
not
as
about
well.
a majority. It's that we need an overwhelming majority in order to
Two-thirds majority, like in the parliament.
Like societally.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I is this for all social construct things, or is it for only a few socially constructed things? Like what would be the things that?
What was that sound?
Like, because so it's not gender. So gender has to be decided by an overwhelming majority, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd say for other social constructs, it's probably true as well, because also how we see child and adults. When most people in the society go ahead and look at a 13-year-old as a child, that is a child. But if you have a wacky world where, let's say for whatever reason, most people are dying at 20, and they say, hey, 13 is now an adult, that's an adult.
So hold on.
And that's a weird one, though, to do that with age at 13, but...
Hold up. Wait. So let me just get this straight.
Actually, age has shifted.
80%
for some
of the society
countries, 21 is an adult.
Said
for
that
some 18.
5-year-olds were women. You would say that 5-year-olds, or like they said 5-year-olds are adults. You would say 5-year-olds are adults?
It'll be a strange society. I don't know, it'll be hard to acclimate to it, but that will be the way how society is using the language.
But you would agree,
and that would be the word for it.
You wouldn't argue that they were wrong?
You picked an extreme example. That's an extreme example that I would have a hard time going along with.
Example? What are you talking about? All I did was move the age back from 13 to 5. You picked
That's
the
a big
age
jump.
example.
Damn. Oh my god, this character is very
picked
cute.
Age as the example. So all we're doing is taking what you said to its logical conclusion, which is if people decided, like the overwhelming majority said that 5-year-olds were women, would you agree with this?
I love this character with the dog.
I'm not sure. But when it
I'm using Berenice's kick, but like, how is that not an instant no? How is that not an instant no, bro? Nobody knows the trouble I see.
Damn.
Nobody
We're gonna watch a few
knows but
different videos and then we're gonna do some news. I'm enjoying.
Hello everyone. I've played up.
Let's see. Oh, I've not seen this character before. Okay, let's see. Storks are on. Nice. I love this. I love that Dr. Johnson was usurped. Dr. Johnson. How has President Sunday been? Wick's very bad day? Wait, Wick TV. What is happening in Wix? We're gonna snipe Wick TV, I guess.
An election year, like the
he says,
rest in peace, Tom. When he was fucking gone, did that end our fucking country?
Court packing a debate. Wick TV. Rob crashes out. The smartest man I've ever debated, not really.
Hello, are you here to debate?
Yeah, I'm here to debate, yeah.
Okay, what's your name, age, and pronouns?
Alright, we're gonna say Tom.
He's a man.
We're gonna say under 30. We're gonna say under 30, under 30, but above 21.
Okay, we're gonna say Tom. What's your pronouns?
Sir.
Sir isn't a third person pronoun. I'm asking what your third person pronouns are.
It's gonna be silent. Why do people get stuck on the pronoun thing?
There we go. Okay, Tom, 21 to 30, he, him. What do you disagree with on the board?
Everything.
Gender affirming care for Mike. Why do you think kids should mutilate themselves at the age under 18?
Okay, so first and foremost, you need to turn off the stream in the background.
Why is it so quiet?
Because first, it's echoing and it's lagging. Second of all, what do you think?
What do you think gender affirming care is?
I'm sorry, who's mutilating themselves? What do you think gender affirming care is?
Well, hey, I'm going to the fact that the crux of it is, one part of it is, I'm talking about this part only, this part alone.
Great. I guess I'll just ask the question again. Who's mutilating themselves?
Care is not going through a surgery. Is that not one aspect of it? Yes or no?
Is one aspect of it can be. Doesn't have to be.
Right. Okay. So we understand that it can be a
You recognize that per the medical standards we have in the United States, surgery is reserved for people over the age of 18, right?
Right, under certain cases, like, if, let's say, a student athlete get injured and then they got to go through surgery. So, that in that case, you can't sign off on it.
I'm not talking about just any surgery. I'm talking about gender-affirming care specifically, like bottom surgery is reserved for people under the age of 18. What are we talking about, athletes?
Okay, my fault. I didn't let you finish. Okay, let me. Are you going to continue, or shall I let me know why I can go?
You're saying like we think kids should mutilate. Saying like, oh, you think kids should mutilate themselves, but kids aren't mutilating. Kids aren't being mutilated. So I don't know.
No, I say I don't think kids should mutilate.
It's not happening.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, it's not happening. So there we go.
Okay.
Beautiful. We agree.
That was a short debate.
Something that isn't happening.
Okay, but I also don't agree with the gender affirming care.
But you said the reason you didn't agree was because of mutilation, but mutilation isn't happening.
Doing that specific type of surgery on kids.
Wait, hold on. Let's just. You said the reason you don't agree with gender affirming care is because you don't think kids should be mutilated. Kids should mutilate themselves. However, I've already told you that that's not happening. So by this logic, you should agree with gender affirming care because the thing you disagree with isn't happening.
No.
Then why do you actually disagree with gender affirming care?
You're misinterpreting what I'm saying, sir.
I'm not. You just don't know how to be clear in your reasonings. But okay.
Okay, then fine. I'm gonna be very clear with this. Minors under the age of 18 shouldn't go through gender affirming care that requires them to get, or no, I shouldn't say requires, or that they shouldn't go through that aspect of gender affirming care that requires them to go through surgery that removes their
what is this person saying?
That also includes pills as well. How do you say so?
So surgery includes pills?
I'm saying that the pills too. The pills too. I'm going
surgical
with the pills too.
Great. Can you tell me what harm happens when minors go through gender affirming care? Like, can you demonstrate the harm here?
Well, as in what aspect are we going to?
I don't know. What about it? What about it is harmful? Is my question.
What about harmful? Okay. It can be shared, or it can be stated that some or a majority of minors are not mentally ready to go through that type of journey.
They're not mentally ready to go through that journey. And what evidence do you have to support this?
Shoot, there's been multiple documentaries that take this on Netflix that says, after I went through it, I go through this, I go through that. So
I got trashed by this guy.
To these aspects, and yes, even though we do tell them, hey, you might feel this, that, ooh, in the precautionary tale.
What?
So why are we even allowing it?
So just so I'm aware,
why not?
I don't want to misconstrue what you're saying.
I'm gonna go to the toilet. I'll be right back. Oh, here we go. Hello. I'm back.
Hold on, I want to be very clear. I don't want to misconstrue what you're saying. The reason that it's harmful is because Netflix documentaries told you that these kids aren't ready to go through these transitions.
No, there were documentaries where they took real people from quote unquote that went through
Real quote unquote
care
people.
that their parents allowed them to, and they experienced quote unquote care.
Okay, what was the hell they experienced? Be specific.
What hell did they experience?
Yeah.
Well, shit. Well, we're not going to talk about the social because the social is going to be what the social is. But as far as like the healing process, the healing process, the constant care and all that jazz, from what I saw, now that are just like the typical steps. Typical stuff that you might go through when you go through surgery, right or wrong.
I'm sorry. Kids aren't getting the surgery, so I don't know why we're still talking about surgery. You said pills. Per our standards in the U.S., children don't get bottom surgery. Typically, you must be 18 to receive this. So are we still talking about the hell people go through when they're legal adults and make a decision? What are we talking about here?
But you just told me in the beginning of our conversation that the aspect of surgery is a thing in certain cases.
That you're able to get when you become an adult.
You can get when you're an adult. You can do whatever you would like as an adult. But there are certain cases where kids are asking their parents to sign off on it.
Yeah,
Am I
they're
right or
still
wrong?
they're not receiving bottom surgery.
So where are they receiving that today?
Well, when they're under the age of 18, they're going to either get pubertal suppressants, HRT. They may get top surgery, possibly. Depends on like if they need it or if like binders do the trick for them. Like typically these are what you get when you're under the age of 18. Most of it is social affirming care.
This person doesn't know anything.
So a surgery that may require you to move your upper level depending on certain aspects.
Top surgery? Yeah,
that's okay.
we allow cisgender kids to get top surgery all the time. I don't know.
But is that okay?
Yeah.
Should that be okay?
Yes. If it's,
I'm asking why.
Why not? If they just want their boobs cut off, who cares? What's the issue?
Why are we letting kids cut their boobs off?
Why not? I don't really care about. I don't really give a shit about like teenage boobs. So like, what do I care?
Well, I mean, listen. It's not about caring about what you think. Let's say, hey, why are we allowing this for people of everybody? See, you can't just think about yourself when you're trying to debate. You got to think about everybody else.
You can just think about yourself when you're making decision about your own body.
Your question was to me.
That's so
Your
whack.
question to me. You asked me a question. Your question was to me. Your question what? Oh my God! Your question was literally to me. It was a question to me. So I'm telling you, there is no. I
haven't
see
consented
no harm
about your body.
in allowing somebody who's like 15 or older to say, I don't want breasts anymore. What's the harm?
No.
What's the harm?
What is the harm? What is the harm? Why are we allowing that? Why
That's
are we
not an
cutting
answer.
off People appendages.
That's
Why are
not
we
an
allowing
answer.
mutilation?
Okay, so there is no harm. So there is no harm.
No, but why are we allowing mutilation?
Okay, so there is no harm. So
Period.
you can't point to the harm.
But
In order for something to be mutilation, it must cause harm. Right? So what's the harm?
To also be harmful.
The harm is that he won't be turned on by the
to them,
person
right?
anymore. That's the harm.
So where's the harm?
The harm is
It won't be sexy
allowing
for cis
someone
guys
underage
anymore.
that not even
Heterosexual
know
man.
that whose cortex brain isn't even fully developed yet, and you can agree on this. It doesn't fully develop until it's 25, but we all both agree
That's
that
not. No.
hey,
The
18
25-year-old.
cool, but under 15, come on now.
The brain not developed
Okay,
until
so I'll just
25 is
ask
a
the
myth.
question again.
Bullshit.
I'll just ask the question again. Why is this harmful? You keep saying it's harmful because it's harmful. Why is it harmful?
I'm saying it's harmful because we're allowing kids that haven't even mentally begun to understand what they're about to do. To go through.
Untrue. Untrue. Why is this harmful?
So what? So the aspect of not being mentally ready to go through something isn't harmful?
What evidence do you have that they're not mentally ready to go through something?
Okay then. Hey, if I kick you out at the age of 13, are you mentally ready to experience life at 18? No, not 18. 13, 15. Let's say 15. I kicked you out at 15. Are you mentally ready to experience life at 15?
Some 15-year-olds
I guess
probably.
maybe not. We'll see if you can fly.
Some 15-year-olds might. Yeah, I mean, you got to look at like
it's 50,
in.
Come on now.
I'm sorry. Did you want me to answer your question or no?
I'm good. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. There are other countries in the world where you leave home at like 15, 16. So I'm confused at what your point is here.
Well, we're talking about America, sir. We're not
Yeah,
talking
no
about
shit. We're talking about America, but I'm saying our legal rule of 18 is when you leave home. It's just like a social construction. It's not like because there's some massive significant change in mentality between 17 and 18. There's not. Your brain is pretty much in the same state in both these ages.
Okay, for one, there is no social construct of when you can leave home.
What?
That's
What?
a fallacy. Really,
what fallacy?
When
is
you're
it?
18, you're able to. You're basically a free adult. You're
What
legally
fallacy is it specifically?
What the fuck?
What fallacy is that? Because there's no social concept that says in America that says you have to leave your house at 18.
Okay, so you don't have any evidence for why these things are the way they are.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you don't have
You
any
talking
evidence.
for low? I feel like you lost the debate. You talking for low? Can you talk when you touch?
You feel like I lost the debate because I'm talking low. Got it. Beautiful. I'm just wondering what fallacy I used. You've yet to point me out what specific fallacy I used.
The fallacy of there's a social construct of when
It's not a
kid
fallacy.
is supposed to leave home.
It's not a fallacy.
I mean, point to me where is that at?
Where we say kids typically leave home at 18
Yeah.
when they turn 18 and go to college and they leave their home.
That's a temporary leave. That's not like, oh, they're not coming back. Come on now.
What?
That's like, oh, you're leaving for 6
So they left home?
You're not
so
leaving.
they do live away from the home, correct?
They live away. Their mail still comes to their home.
Just making sure. So they live.
Their home.
They don't live at
I'm
home
talking
anymore.
about the address of their home.
So they no longer live at home. Got it.
As in, they have their own address. They're not.
They do have their own address. Their own address is their college. That's why when their parents want to send them. That's why when their parents want to send them a care package, they have to put the address of their dorm because that's their address. The parents don't send the package to themselves because they don't live at home anymore. They live outside of the home.
But in certain cases, you cannot stay at your school all year round, only for certain people.
Yeah, and there are also tons of cases where people get apartments and live in apartments near their school.
But but an apartment, that's different though. That's way different than a dorm building. That's a legal contract between you.
What
and
the
a,
fuck?
and a,
They're not
private
sending
party.
their best.
No.
They're not sending
What?
their best and brightest.
Wait, so that's not true? Is that not true?
I'm gonna mute myself for him for a second.
I know
This is what's kind of crazy. He's going to leave this conversation thinking he won the conversation.
Unless you get an apartment.
What am I doing with my life? Like, what's the point?
Being on a college dorm doesn't really.
It means you don't live at home. It means you
You're-
don't live at
you're-
home.
you're not left
Typically,
home. You're
typically
not-
when you turn 18, that's when you're allowed to leave home, and your parents no longer have to care for you. You're now a legal adult, so you can now live outside of your parents' purview. That's what's typical, and this would be socially constructed because we've decided this age based on some sort of social criteria. It's not some biological thing. There's no biological trait that change when you turn 18. It's not a thing. Your brain doesn't all of a sudden
Right.
grow between the day you're 17 and the day you're 18. That's not a thing that happens.
Right, and there's some who don't go to college. So at the end of the day, they end up staying home unless they go to the military. That, I ain't gonna lie, that's completely different. That's way different than school.
You know what? You got it. You won. You got it. Go ahead. Go off, King.
Is the race over? Is the race over? Yeah, you think so? They didn't sound drunk. Hello, Vezon. Let's watch one more of these as we play in Guilty Gear. Zombie. Let's see one more. And then we can do news. He crashes out. Okay. I love crash outs.
But you were wide open borders.
What the fuck is this so quiet?
I'm sorry. Can we stay on topic? Can you just tell me what the border crisis is?
Okay, I cannot do a debate that is so quiet. Harry Potter was never good. Going Moscow when you're proven wrong. There you go. Maybe this. Okay, this one's loud. We can go with this one.
Hello, how old are you?
Yo, I'm 19. How are you doing?
What year were you born?
2004.
Okay. Well, what do you lose by calling them trans women?
Well, to me personally, I grew up always with like all this trans stuff, trans women, trans male. This is like adopted by Western society. I did not grow up with this.
What?
So I do not believe that in any way.
Whoop-de-doo. I didn't grow up with IMAX movies. Should I not believe in IMAX movies?
That has nothing to do with this because IMAX movies is actual movies. Transgender people are
actual people.
You know,
switching
trans
their
people have
biological
existed
sex.
throughout most of time and in places other than the West, such as ancient
Yeah, but
Egypt.
now-
There were trans people.
When? What time period?
Ancient Egypt, that time period.
Ancient Egypt?
Yes.
Do you have a source for that?
Yeah, I'll pull it up for you.
Oh no, again this guy.
There was yeah, that is true. There was a story back during the time of Prophet Lut where there was a whole village full of like
Transgender.
LGBTQ people, and nowadays, like look at Western society. I just want to show you an example. See how normalized it is nowadays. So now like they're targeting children. They want to teach it in school and children. Children don't have the proper mindset to like know who they are.
What? Yes,
Don't
they
you
do.
think that it's wrong to be teaching that to children?
No, actually, when we look at like how children develop gender as a concept in their brains, children develop their own internal sense of gender between the ages of 3 and 4.
Bro, when I was 3 and 4, I didn't even know it existed on this
Did you know you were a boy at 3? Because I knew I was a boy at 3.
I was a little child. I didn't even know.
Oh, okay. So you knew you were a boy? So when I said that children, have a sense of their own gender, I was right because you knew you were a boy at 3, just like I knew I was a boy at 3.
Well, this generation is so lost.
Okay, that's not a response.
I know it's the truth.
That's not a response.
I know, but it's the truth.
No, that's you trying to not respond to the actual debate.
What was the debate? What was the point?
That children, according to many psychological research, specifically from like the American Psychiatric Association, have an internal sense of gender that starts within them from the ages of 3 and develops through, and it's usually developed by 4, and then their gender identity can be fully like doved out around age 7.
Okay. Tell me why children, of course they know what gender they are because they're either born guys or girls. So they know they're either a guy or a girl.
That's stupid.
Once you start teaching them and telling them, oh, you can change your gender, you could do this, you could be whatever you want to
That's
be.
not how that works.
Then they're going to be like, all right, bet. Let me be this, let me be this, let me be this. They're just allowing it, just accepting it.
Born with.
You know, there was a change. There's a 16-year-old, like that's like a teenager. Like they know what they're doing. They switched from male to female. They regretted it after, like by the time they were older, because they were just going through some phase. Because that's teenagers, you know. They killed themselves because of it. Because of how badly they regretted that decision.
You have a source on this?
That. I can find it. Yeah, hold on. Let me find it. Laptop.
What is this person doing? What's that sound?
Wait, sorry. I'm just turning on my laptop right now.
What are we doing here?
All right, it's right here. Hold on, sorry. I'm just going on the site. Taylor Alisana, 16-year-old living in a California home, took her life. A trans teen who took her life earlier in the month because of a hashtag trend. Her name was Taylor. From ABC News. Do you consider
She
ABC
took her
News
life
a
because
reputable-
she was trans and people bullied her for being trans, not because she regretted her decision.
Hold on.
Okay.
Oh, she got bullied. There's
Yeah.
others.
So she was a trans girl who took her life because people bullied her in school. People like you caused her to kill herself.
Why are you assuming that I'm bullying trans people?
Your rhetoric.
Huh?
I'm making an inference based on the rhetoric that you use.
All right, well, you got that inference right, but like, I'm still trying to.
I know I got the inference right. So you tried to say, hey, look at these people that are killing themselves because they weren't actually trans, and instead you pulled up someone that killed themselves because of people like you.
Sure.
Great.
I pulled up.
That really proved your point.
Okay, all right, bro. I've seen this one before. I just gotta find. You're telling me you don't think at all that that possibility is like there when you're influencing it on children, letting children
Letting
think whatever they
children
wanna
what?
be. Letting them be whoever they want to be. Let's say they're a boy and a guy. Oh, they want to switch to a girl all of a sudden.
The regret rate of people who transition on the high end is 3% of people.
This is so cap.
Great. So you don't have a response to that?
My response is you're a fucking faggot.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh, you motherfuckers are faggots too. Y'all
Yep.
are.
Just admit
y'all
that you
are
can't debate.
fucked on some next shit.
You got caught being wrong and couldn't debate. Happens all the time. When
It
they
does.
realize
It does happen all the time. Let's get some news. New Hungarian Prime Minister seeks stronger ties with Poland. Makes sense. Makes sense to me that the new Prime Minister of Hungary seems to be doing a lot of things correctly. Pro-Ukraine, it seems. Of course, appearances can be deceiving, but okay, let's get out of here. I have to check a few things. Okay, we're doing news. Where's the returning of the capture card? And we're doing the news. Also, I have to check something on the store page. Do I have to buy characters? Lucy. What is Guilty Gear Strive 2.0? I'm gonna have to check something real quick. Guilty Gear Strive. Why can you buy Guilty Gear Strive and Strive 2.0 separately? Huh. Okay. Alright, let's do this. I guess we can watch Lucy. YouTube. We go to okay, we go to the news then. Oh, we have to go from chop that to. All right, let's go. Hungary's Poland reset the runs through energy, Ukraine, and defense. Vance delays U.S. deployment to Poland could be sent elsewhere, of course. Putin's China visit exposes Russia's dependence on Beijing. That's not a surprise. We already did a segment on that. Trump sent an envoy. Greenland said no again. Are we gonna see that invasion of Greenland after all? China secretly trained Russian troops for Ukraine. This is interesting, okay? Because there's been speculation, a lot of speculation on just how involved China was in the war. We already know that they are supplying, and they have been supplying Russia with drone parts. We already know that they have been buying Russian energy. We already know that they've been, widely speaking, supplying Russia with technology. What I was not aware. Oh yeah, of course, I do know that China has been supplying Russia with medical equipment, even though the medics that I've seen lecture about it said that the medical equipment from China was very low quality. But nevertheless, they have supplied Russia with it. But what I was not aware of is that China has been apparently secretly training Russian troops for the war in Ukraine. China's armed forces secretly trained about 200 Russian military personnel in China late last year, and some have since returned to fight in Ukraine, according to 3 European intelligence agencies and documents seen by Reuters. Yeah, right. We all knew that China has been an ally to Russia throughout this war. We all know that Russia has been actively receiving help from North Korea, Iran, as well as China. We all knew it, and now we're receiving more and more confirmation just how far-reaching this cooperation is. At least China is not sending troops yet. At least it has not reached the level of cooperation that North Korea has been given. While China and Russia have held a number of joint military exercises since Moscow's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in 2022, Beijing has reportedly stated that it is neutral in the conflict and presents itself as a peace mediator. We all know that's nonsense. We all know just how much China has been enabling Russia and supporting Russia in this conflict. This conflict is very, how should I put it? China benefits from this war. China benefits from this war, and that is why, actually, from the perspective of China, it would be good for this war to go on for as long as possible, because China just reaps the benefits. The covert training sessions, which predominantly focused on the use of drones, were outlined in a dual-language Russian-Chinese agreement signed by senior Russian and Chinese officers in Beijing on July 2nd, 2025. The agreement, reviewed by Reuters, said about 200 Russian troops would be trained at military facilities in locations including Beijing and the eastern city of Nanjing. The sources said around this number subsequently trained in China. They're training drone operators. Although I will say that 200 is a little bit of a low number. I wonder if this is an underestimation. I wonder if there's any more training that we simply do not know about. The agreement also said hundreds of Chinese troops would undergo training at military facilities in Russia. Now this is interesting, because I wonder if that would mean that potentially China could be covertly sending Chinese troops to take part in hostilities in Ukraine. That would be pretty big. I wonder if the presence of Chinese troops begin and end with training in Russian facilities. The Russian and Chinese defense ministers did not respond to requests for comment on the details outlined in this article. On the Ukraine crisis, China has consistently maintained an objective and impartial stance. That's not true. And worked to promote peace talks. This is consistent and clear and is witnessed by the international community. Yeah, we are sure witnessing China buying Russian energy, China supplying. We know what China's doing. China's foreign ministry said in a statement to Reuters, relevant parties should not deliberately stoke confrontation or shift blame. Of course. The intelligence agency spoke on condition they not be identified in order to discuss sensitive information. European powers, which see Russia as a major security threat, have watched warily at increasingly close relations between Russia and China, the world's second largest economy and an important European Union trade partner. The two nations announced a no-limits strategic partnership days before Russia's invasion of Ukraine in 2022 and pledged to conduct military exercises to rehearse coordination between their armed forces. As the West tried to isolate Russia, China provided a lifeline by buying its oil, gas, and coal, and by providing technology necessary for Russia to produce its military equipment that is used in Ukraine, against Ukraine. Chinese leader Xi Jinping is due to host Russian President Vladimir Putin on Tuesday and Wednesday, less than a week after US President Donald Trump's high-profile visit. So it's happening now, basically, the visit. China and Russia have cast Putin's trip, his 25th visit to China, as further evidence of their all-weather partnership, even as the West urges Beijing to pressure Moscow into ending its war in Ukraine. That's not really in China's interest. China will not do that. Maybe if the West promised to abandon Taiwan, maybe then China would be more amicable to pressuring Russia to end the war, but we all know. Drone warfare. Drones have proved to be a vital weapon in Ukraine. Both sides use long-range models to attack targets hundreds of miles away, while on the battlefield, smaller drones remote-controlled by pilots using first-person view equipment and armed with explosives dominate the sky, making it hazardous for armored vehicles or infantry to move. In September, Reuters reported that experts from private Chinese companies had conducted technical development work on military drones for a Russian attack drone manufacturer. According to European officials, China's foreign ministry said then it was unaware of the collaboration. The two companies identified in the article were sanctioned by the EU last month. Well, what a shock. According to the training agreement reviewed by Reuters, the Russians would be schooled in disciplines such as drones, electronic warfare, army aviation, and armored infantry. The agreement prohibited any media coverage of the visits in either country and said no third party should be informed, of course, because China wants to keep this stance of being neutral. China wants to keep the facade that it's actually so neutral that it knows nothing about no training and it's not providing any technology to Russia to be able to continue the war. Of course not. Of course not. While Russia has extensive combat experience in Ukraine, China's vast drone industry offers technological know-how to and advanced training methods such as flight simulators, they said. China's People's Liberation Army has not fought a major war for decades, but it has expanded quickly in the past 20 years and now rivals US military might in some areas. A significant number of Russian personnel who received training in China were ranking military instructors in a position to pass knowledge down the chain of command, the two intelligence agencies said. Yeah, that's what I assumed. That's why I assumed why the low number of people being trained. Because there would be higher level people that would just pass this knowledge on to a bigger amount of soldiers. Yeah. One of the agencies said they had confirmed the identities of a handful of Russian military personnel who trained in China and had since been directly involved in combat operations with drones in Ukraine's occupied Crimea and Zaporizhia regions. The rank of those people ranged from junior sergeant to lieutenant colonel, the agency said. The names of the individuals appeared in a Russian military document seen by Reuters that listed the servicemen going to China. Reuters was unable to independently confirm the subsequent involvement of these individuals in the Ukraine war. The same intelligence agency said it was highly probable that many of those who trained in China had gone to Ukraine. Well, that's the purpose of the training, to give them an edge in drone warfare against Ukrainian troops. Mortars and flight simulators. Internal Russian military reports reviewed by Reuters described 4 of the training sessions for Russian troops in China after they had taken place. One report dated December 2025 described a training course on combined arms warfare for about 50 Russian military personnel at the PLA's Ground Force Army Infantry Academy branch in Shijiazhuang. The report said that the course involved training soldiers to fire 82mm mortars while using unmanned aerial vehicles to identify their targets. A second report described air defense training at military facility, including with electronic warfare rifles, net-throwing devices, and drones to counter incoming drones. 2 officials said the facility was located in Zhengzhou. All of these types of equipment are relevant to the war in Ukraine. Electronic warfare rifles are aimed at incoming drones to interfere and disrupt their signals, while nets can be thrown around drones to ensnare them as they get close. Actually, using net is not a bad idea. Shooting nets at drones, that's actually not that bad of an idea. Both sides use fiber optic aerial drones connected to their pilots by fine thread which cannot be jammed electronically. Fiber optic drones typically operate with a range of 10 to 20 kilometers, but some can go as far as 40 kilometers. A third report dated December 2025 and written by a Russian major described drone training for Russian personnel at EB's PLA training Center for Military Aviation, 1st Brigade. The course centered around multimedia presentations and involved the use of flight simulators, training to use several types of FPV drone and 2 other types of drone, it said. A 4th report described a course in November 2025 at the Nanjing University of Military Engineering of the PLA Infantry. Also, I forgot to change the... There you go. A 4th report described a course in November 2025 at the Nanjing University of Military Engineering of the PLA Infantry. Training covered explosives technology, mine construction, demining, as well as removal of unexploded ordnance and improvised explosive devices. This report included photographs of Russian soldiers in uniform being taught by Chinese instructors in military uniform. The images also showed Russian soldiers being shown engineering equipment and how to sweep for mines. There you go. This is as far as you can trust China to be an honest actor in all of this. This is how much you can trust China to be neutral, and we all know it's bullshit. We all know it's a lie. China is very much a supporter of Russia in this war. An active ally, you could say. Supporting China with equipment, personnel, and finance while we're at it. We all knew this. Tu, kids, Wałęsa. Jak Wałęsa. Well, let's watch about changes in Hungary. Changes in Hungary are pretty big, sweeping changes. I like what's happening. Like, this has been long-awaited good news. Some people were just crying from happiness about what's happening in Hungary.
Just 10 days after he took the oath of office in Budapest, Hungary's new Prime Minister Peter Magyar is in Poland, the country of choice for
I mean,
his
it makes
first foreign
sense.
visit.
Historically speaking, Hungary and Poland have been very close allies, even under Orbán when Law and Justice Party was in power. Poland and Hungary were pretty close, and the thing that cracked the relationship between Poland and Hungary was the war in Ukraine. Viktor Orbán framed Zelensky as his enemy. He has taken a very anti-Ukraine stance from the very beginning of the war. And even the ultra-conservative Law and Justice Party could not accept that. They distanced somewhat from Hungary, but they still remained allies. After that, the centrist party, the centrist coalition won the next parliamentary election in Poland, in which case the divide between Hungary and Poland just became much more apparent and much more evident. And at that point, Hungary was alone. It could not depend on Poland anymore to be its partner in crime and to support it in its anti-European Union crusade. And now, Viktor Orbán is gone after 16 or, depending on how you count, 20 years of continuous rule. Viktor Orbán is gone. A completely new prime minister, Magyar, is in office, and he's looking to rekindle relations with Poland and to take a far less anti-Ukraine stance, more importantly.
His trip began not in Warsaw, but in Krakow, a city with symbolic significance for Polish-Hungarian ties, where Magyar met with the prominent cardinal of the Catholic Church.
I mean, Krakow used to be the capital of Poland, of the Kingdom of Poland. It was only later moved to Warsaw.
Was the biggest Polish city that was under the Austro-Hungarian rule. This means that the starting point is this historic place where the Hungarian and Polish history meet.
TVP World spoke with people in Krakow, including Hungarians living in Poland, to hear their thoughts on the visit.
I'm very happy, especially as a Hungarian who lives in Poland, that our new Prime Minister thought that it's so important to make the Hungarian-Polish friendship lively again.
Because he wants to show the Hungarian people the level of development that Poland has had achieved in terms of transportation.
Perhaps that's why Magyar is taking a train to Warsaw, where he will meet tomorrow with Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk and President Karol Nawrocki, though the spotlight will likely be on his meeting with the Prime Minister.
The positions of both politicians
My God, Tusk looks so tired.
on many things, ranging from cooperation within the European Union, but also immigration, agriculture, are quite aligned.
This was also a pretty big blow to Russia, considering that Hungary was a big blocking factor to things like 90 billion loan, sanctions. I don't think Russia can find quite as strong an ally within Europe as Orban was. I don't think anybody is capable of filling those shoes, which is good. Because that was a huge detriment to the Russian war effort. And of course, it was a huge block when it came to Ukraine's European Union aspirations. I believe that Orban said that he would never, ever allow Ukraine to join the European Union, which is ridiculous, but that was his stance.
His final stop will be in the northern city of Gdańsk, where he will meet with former Solidarity leader and former president of Poland, Lech Wałęsa. 6 high-ranking officials in Magyar's cabinet, including the ministers of defense, economy, and foreign affairs, are accompanying Magyar and are expected to meet with their Polish counterparts. Magyar has pledged to reset and strengthen
All good moves, by the way. All very good moves.
Central European ties, which have been strained in recent years due to conflicting interests on Ukraine, Russia, and the EU.
Our goal is for the Visegrad 4 to expand to include other countries such as Austria. I think we have much more in common than what separates us, and this is the beginning of the revival of
Smart politics by Magyar. Smart decisions all around.
an old friendship, and the best times for Hungarian-Polish relations are yet to come.
Magyar's election win last month also appears to have improved the country's credibility among international investors. Hungarian government bonds have rallied, with yields falling leading up to and ever since Magyar's election win. It's a sign that investors believe lending money to the Hungarian government is becoming a safer bet. As Hungary
Hopefully he'll also do something to tackle corruption in Hungary. Hopefully finally Hungary will be on the way to economic development now.
new path
Because right now I believe Hungary is among the poorest countries in Europe.
forward, it could also herald a new era of bilateral relations with Poland. Maciej Wilowski for TVP World.
We'll see. Suddenly I'm pretty hopeful for Hungary. I was very skeptical for a while, but it seems like Hungary actually is on the right track now. Of course, we will need to monitor the situation and see how it develops, but yeah, I'm pretty stoked for what's to come. Okay, those are two political segments. I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna do some work, do some stuff, and then later we'll continue this marathon of fundraising because I need to make some mullah as a streamer. I'll see you all soon on the radio and to some other person, and then we'll later continue. We've been streaming for a while. So let's do this. What do I raid you to? I guess Riverboat Jack, because why not? Okay, bye bye.